Okay, we are live.
Welcome to Session 7 of our Sea Dogs GURPS campaign. I am Gigerman, today's GM.
Be our guest.
Yeah, don't do that.
Put Gigerman's service to the test.
No, it's just remarking internally that this being Session 7 means this is the longest campaign I've run in Olympus.
Huh? You've run more than that.
Not here. I've only run 6 here.
So Generica was only 6?
Slacker.
Was that, Brian?
Generica was only 6?
Yep.
So that translates into you're a damn slacker.
Well, I suppose you could infer that.
Slacker!
Right, any business to take care of?
Yeah, actually, I realized I should have already done it, but I spent a point to add the gesture skill at above default.
Right.
Damn, when my GCA says 1 point spent, the
Uh-huh.
character sheet doesn't.
I'm like
Yeah.
almost super OCD about keeping them the same anymore.
Actually, I think a vehicle bond.
Did you actually do that? Have you been including that?
No, I think I added that at the end of last session.
No, that's right.
No, it's beginning of last session. But it's on my character sheet.
Well, there were a few things I wanted to clear up first. One being the whole research business with Hayden last week. I just wanted to clarify, in case it wasn't, that what you did discover after your research was that they did not pass through Santo Domingo. So that narrowed down the directions which they probably would have gone.
We already knew they went west, however. Those two places.
You didn't actually know they went that way. That was just a suggestion. But at this point you can say with a reasonable amount of certainty that they did not go east.
So, I've got in my notes.
Or at least not due east.
Most likely gone to Havana or St. Augustine.
Right, but that was just a guess. An educated guess, but a guess.
So now it's more educated.
It's slightly more educated. So, another thing I wanted to bring up was ship's guns. I know that I had mentioned it when we first started working on the campaign, but I wanted to re-mention it in case you guys had forgotten. So the ship currently has 4 guns, and those are 2-pounders, which are tiny.
Huge.
It has ports for 8, so you currently are at half the full number of guns that it is expected to carry.
And where do we stand on how many of those can crew at a time?
I don't remember what the actual crew numbers are on those guns specifically, but I think it's probably going to be 2 men, because they are relatively small. I think they weigh like it's a little over 200 pounds each. I don't know if that's with the carriage or without.
Still, more than one, less than a full crew.
Yeah, now if you guys were at war and fully crewed, you'd probably have 24 crew here instead of 12, and you'd have the extra men to run the guns.
Yeah, so getting extra guns really wouldn't benefit us right now.
Depending. But I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware. And you can upgrade the guns, you can get more guns. Potentially, I don't know right off the top of my head where I would go to do that, but you can. And yeah, so that's that. Also, third point is your going ashore kit. So I keep forgetting to bother you guys about what you're taking ashore with you as far as weaponry goes, or whatever else.
I would be taking ashore the stuff that I usually have equipped.
If you haven't already, it would be a good idea to establish some kind of SOP in that regard. Although most of you don't have all that much on you, I think the only real concern there is with Pelanger and whether or not he's attempting to take the tree trunk with him every time.
If it's like going into town or something like that, then I won't. But if it's like we're coming up on an island that's we're like exploring for treasure or something of the like, then I will bring it in those cases.
Kind of figured, but better to establish it up front.
For sure.
So now we've had the discussion. Okay, anybody got anything else?
I have point expenditure.
Go.
Merchant. By 1.
Did you not have it already?
I had it. I have it at 1.
You just had it at 1.
I'm going to increase it by 1.
The same thing for me with cooking, if that would be possible. Figure a week on the ship, making dinner.
I thought you already did that.
Well, I have it, but I want to up it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Apparently Spencer's rubbing off on me. I now have merchant at 12.
Well, that's good.
And I'd like to take hidden lore merfolk.
It's not a merfolk. It was a Selkie.
You don't have enough information yet to actually acquire that skill.
I'm gonna have told him absolutely everything I know about Selkies to convince him that it's actually not merfolk. It's a Selkie.
No, I was gonna say Davino needs
I'm deluded,
to start.
man.
Davino needs to start bugging about spices and fresh meat and that sort of thing now.
What do you mean we ran out of sugar? We just left Cuba.
We're in the Caribbean. How can we run out of sugar?
Daniel, how would you like quirks acquired during play recorded? Do you want them as 0-point quirks or -1 point?
I believe the official stand on that is they are -1. They do lower your point total.
My delusion does
just,
in fact lower my point total.
Yep.
They don't count against the limit and they don't give you anything in return.
Yeah, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to later recover and buy them off.
That's true.
Cool, I'm a 169-point character then, with 1 point unspent.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't give you an unspent point.
No, I have 1 point unspent.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Roger.
Oh, no, I know that. It doesn't give me like free 10 points. That would be... No.
Yeah, I can just see that now. Everybody's trying to scare themselves so they can get
Boo!
extra points. All right. Harbor Log. Thursday, January 18th, 1725. Bridgetown, Barbados. It is warm and clear with moderate winds from the northeast. Having just arrived in Barbados, the expedition is reacting to the sight of the inbound rumjack.
Well, some of us are.
And I will do a thing here in a moment. Let's see. No, I was looking for the calendar. There, now it's official. And now that's official.
I'm going to take up learning how to do harpoon.
Gonna be a whaler.
A mermaid hunter. Actually,
This looks familiar. It's not a mermaid, it's a Selkie.
Mermaid. I know what I saw. Article.
It's not a maid.
There's a merman.
The fact that it was naked and all flopping out there is evidence to the contrary.
Did you see his tail? It was on the wrong side.
Oh, God.
John Hayden arrives at the Anchor and Chain to find Sir Randall Payne playing at cards and drinking with Mr. Furlong, some locals, and one Lieutenant Reginald Bull of His Majesty's frigate Pelican. In response to Sir Randall's tale of merfolk leaping about on deck, the lieutenant is now telling of his own recent brush with the supernatural, the Pelican having encountered a ghost ship around sunset while returning from patrol not 2 days prior. Several of the men saw it on the horizon, including the captain, or we'd have just dismissed it all as pure fantasy. Of course, we beat the quarters and turned to intercept her. No sooner than we'd opened our ports and run out the guns, she was gone, vanished like she was never there. Some of the crew swore her sails were dead flat, like she was becalmed, yet she moved against the wind. And she was crewed by winged skeletons and the like. I'm just joking about that last part. But it did disappear. No idea where she buggered off to.
That's really interesting, but I'm telling you, this merman just hopped up on our deck, tried to take the woman on our crew, and we scampered him off.
Right, so you got Payne, Hayden, and Furlong here currently.
Is this the one where Davino and Spencer entered?
They will be entering shortly. And nothing further then.
Well, actually, he did he give like about where? Like, he did say where they were, right?
He would say they were southeast of Barbados.
I'll
Actually, 2 days ago they would have been sorry, not east, west. They would have been west of the Grenadines, probably around Grenada.
So, me being curious and all, I'll ask him more questions. Like, so you said you saw no crew, but
Oh, he didn't see anything about the crew. He was just jerking your chain about that. But
everyone saw it. How interesting! I'll like ask questions and actually be rather interested and exhaust his knowledge on what he saw. If he knows how fast they were going, I'll even try and gauge like from where to where, how long it would take him to get to the next point of land or whatever.
They had guessed afterward that it looked like maybe it was a two-decker, possibly a fifth rate, and it was not flying an ensign at the time.
Anything in that general area that a ship like that could have come from?
Probably not directly, but that is a trade lane. So there's a fair amount of traffic coming from Jamaica and the like, heading toward Barbados down that line. Hence their patrol.
Astounding.
All right, well, a little bit later, Mr. Palange and Mr. Spencer arrive at the same place. Dr. Well, I thought he wasn't actually a doctor. But you guys are coming back from talking to Tilly Burton about Dara Campbell and his disappearance. And
there's plenty of people here.
She had told you that he used to hang out here, and she also gave you a description of the guy, best she could.
Hello, everyone.
Article, you should hear this. A ghost ship.
No such thing as ghosts. They're probably fairies.
Well, whatever ghosts, fairies, it's, intriguing, is it not?
Swear on my mother's grave, we saw it.
Although I believe
my mother isn't dead yet, but still.
A few days hence, I would have said that there was no such things as mermen, and then plop, right there.
Oh God, they're Selkies.
But yes, ghost ship, fairy ship, whatever it is. How strange the seas are.
Let's see. So what was this dude's name again? Something
one?
of the Pelican.
Oh, Lieutenant Bull.
Right. What else could we want to find? Okay, so fifth rate. Have we encountered a fifth rate since we've set sail? Was the cutter classified as a fifth rate?
No, the cutter is unrated. So that means it's below the sixth rate.
So you need to explain the rate for the people who don't know.
So for anybody who doesn't understand the rating system, the way it works is that's based. Actually, yeah, it's currently based on the number of guns the ship has, and the lowest rated ship for the line of battle is the sixth rate, which is around 20-some guns. And the number goes down as it gets more guns. So the first rate is the most guns, and I believe that's 80 to 100 guns.
So what rate ship are we? With our awesome 4, our mighty 4.
We're not rated.
You guys are most definitely unrated.
So awesome.
Our rating is NC-17.
I think a first rate has cannons that weigh more than your ship.
Well,
the only line our ship fits into is a fishing line.
Well, that's probably true.
That's pretty good.
And no, I'm not serious. Although it would be serious to say one of their guns has more poundage than all of yours.
Well, that's not a surprise.
Like a 16-20 pounder usually.
I think you can get up to 32
Ooh.
Some
if you're
men
not
have
dealing
more,
with carronades.
some men have more poundage than others.
It's how you use it.
Your ma's been telling you stories about me again, eh?
That sounds like
Well
a
done.
call for a duel.
Sword fight!
Yeah.
Slight side note, Hayden's going to be trying to find out who is master of the rumjack.
Do we don't, those of us that are in the pub don't know the rumjack has arrived yet.
Nope.
I think it was just Rogers who was aware. Because
You
he
have
was
not
there
yet
with
been
Dora.
informed. Although I will mention that you did see the Pelican on your way in, and you know that's a 6th rate, and it is anchored out by the fort.
That just doesn't seem like the kind of a name you'd give a ship of war.
Well, you know, depends on the ship.
Depends on
Let's see,
the
what
meaning
else are we-
behind it. Like, pelicans are really good fishermen. Fisher birds.
Trying to think of what else
actually-
we want to learn from this.
Well, there was the question you came here to answer, or rather, Davino came here to answer.
Indeed.
Right, we're looking for a dude. But he's been gone for like years, right? How long was it?
Was it 2 years, I think?
Yeah, a couple of years.
These people aren't gonna. Well, this is a bar, so there might be some people. The bartender, at the very least.
The guys here look like regulars, maybe.
Not the sailor types.
Maybe.
Damn, they've been assigned here that long? I'm sorry.
Oh, you mean the soldier? No, it's just the one Navy guy here currently, and no, he's not permanently assigned.
Just out of curiosity, all the cities and stuff that we are visiting, have you bothered to do GURPS city stats for them?
Good God, no. I have started putting them on the wiki though. Sort of like we were doing with Traveler, where we put the dates that visited and anything of particular interest that might have occurred there.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I'm not nearly comfortable enough with the GURPS stats to actually start doing that sort of thing. I have
Slacker.
data from other game systems that I'm referring to.
It means we can attack them and they have no troop strength.
That means their troops don't have any stats.
Which means we win.
No, that's technically not the case because they have no stats. That means we can't kill them.
Here,
It
I
has
was thinking it had no
stats.
stats.
We can
assumed
kill
zero.
it.
So anyway, is Hayden able to see who's master of the rumjack? Pull out his spyglass and have a look.
You don't know it's coming yet.
So, like, too far away.
Dude,
No,
You don't
we're-
know
we're-
it's coming yet.
We're
We
in
did-
the bar.
yeah,
We're in the
yeah,
bar.
there's-
We're shorebound. Wait, and while we were shorebound, it showed up in the bay or started to appear, and Rogers was on our ship to see it. So
now
really,
Rogers
only
wasn't on the
Rogers.
ship. He was on the dock, but he saw it arrive.
Rogers
So-
has yet to inform you that it is here.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I was confused for a moment too.
Well, all right. I guess Davino should get to asking about dude.
Yes, if I remember correctly, we went to the woman's house. She auctioned off his things. We went to the courthouse and found. What was that?
We did the courthouse
It's-
before the woman.
That's
Oh,
backwards.
courthouse before. Okay. Oh, because we traced the record of sale to her, and then yes.
And she said he hung out at this tavern quite a bit, being right
Yes.
across the street and all.
Okay, then I will go ask the bartender if. I just realized I don't think we have a description for him, do we?
Yeah,
Or
she.
did we get that from her?
Yes. Sorry. Go.
Such as she had, she gave you a description.
Okay,
So-
then yeah, I'll ask him if he happens to remember a man from a while back who happens to match the description.
So the
You're
bartender
telling
says, "Yeah, I remember him. Spent a lot of time in here drinking and reading his notebooks and such. Mostly kept to himself. One night while he was here, some fellow went missing. We all said it was the devil's house got him. Happens sometimes. This guy got all interested. Said he was some kind of monster hunter or something. Wanted to know all about it. So that man, the missing man's woman, begged him to go find him. So we told him where to find the devil's house, and off he went. Never saw him again after that. Devil's house got another one.
Speaking of this devil's house, where is this devil's house?
Well, it's over that way outside of town, and he'll give you some basic directions, and then strongly recommend you never ever go there for obvious reasons.
That
Don't
means
go
we're
to the
definitely
moat
going to
house.
go there. So, and then the other part is you mentioned his woman. Was that the woman he was renting the room from across the street, or?
No, that wasn't his woman. That was the woman of the guy that went missing previously that he went to investigate.
Okay. Well, I thank you for your time, and round for the end. Why not?
Whoa.
Well, you're just going to throw all that money out, aren't you?
Yeah.
Don't want to track cut purses at all. But shh.
Sorry, Spencer, you're no longer my best friend. Davino is.
And then Mr. Buck Rogers shows up at the tavern and has something to say.
Better to burn out than to fade away.
Just saw the rumjack coming into port. What are you guys up to in here? Free
I'll
drink? Don't mind if I do.
end up blow. Yeah, I blow off the foam of my beer. Like, what?
Now you know the rumjack is here.
I guess it was too much to ask for them to get waylaid by merfolk.
Did you catch, given circumstances, did you catch who was master of the ship?
I didn't specifically ask that, did I?
Oh, hello, Dora.
Dora is at the dock still. Rogers kind of ran off and left her there, presumably to return. You guys, when you spotted it, it was out there on the horizon, just coming in. So it'll be a bit. It's not pulled up to the docks just yet.
I will inform them so.
You may have an hour. So as far as the master of the rumjack goes, you have never known who the master of that ship was. However, you did know that Handsome Ned was in charge at Ilavash, and that he was probably the master of the ship. He was also a merchant in Jamaica, so he probably had money.
So how does maritime law jump into? Like, would they have a claim against us if they were to, like, argue that we murdered him?
They would likely have to explain why they were there in the first place.
Okay, so I'm just kind of like doing the, over there with my fingers going, if this, then... Oh, no, I'm good.
Although you could inevitably ask Dr. Spencer about his legal opinion.
I was going to try and work out whether, given where we saw them and where we are now, how likely it is that a ship would travel from there to Barbados. Is it a common route or not? But I failed, so I would not know.
I can't remember if we mentioned we were going to Barbados in the first place.
You don't know anything specific, but you do know some things about it. So you know enough about seamanship to understand that, you guys did say you were going to Barbados from Santo Domingo because you were advertising for freight and whatnot.
Oh, that's true.
So, if they followed the coast in the general direction you guys went, or they guessed correctly, they could have made it to Santo Domingo and found out where you were going. You didn't see them at Santo Domingo, so they would have had to have arrived after you left. And given that it's a cutter and a fore and aft rig, then they would have had a slight speed advantage. heading into the wind to get here. So they would have had to have been on the ball, but it is possible.
Sounds good.
We're going to have to be alert. It wasn't beyond them to try and burn our ship when we were in, was it Kingston?
Yep.
So it wasn't beyond them when we were in Kingston. And given our encounter with them earlier, I believe it is more likely that they will seek some sort of revenge.
Now, you do recall that a number of their number were killed at Ilavash, and B, there was at least one explosion on deck. So they were damaged. Not irreparably, obviously.
Even more
That's
reason
pretty
for them
much
to
all
seek
you know.
revenge.
So, with that, what now? Shall we go around the room?
It sounds like Davino wants to go to a ghost house.
I'm
yeah,
all for
pretty
that.
much.
I'm down. Monsters? Heck yeah, let's go check this thing out. I'm curious enough, and I'm impulsive. Let's go. Let's go right now.
Well, it is later in the day. It's somewhat afternoon.
After we eat.
And there's also an enemy ship inbound.
Yeah, but they'd have to find us, on land first. Well, we would probably want to put the crew on alert. It's not likely they're going to just start opening up on our ship in the port.
That would be unlikely. There are a number of forts here and at least one naval ship of the line.
So, if they were going to do anything, I'm guessing another attempt at sabotage, or try and catch us with our proverbial pants down while we're on land.
Or literal pants down.
Or literal pants down. I wonder if we could head him off the pass and go speak with the magistrate, and say, just give the magistrate some, heads up that some unsavory types have just landed in port.
Well, we can tell the lieutenant of the British ship too. He's sitting right here.
Voila!
But really, are they any more unsavory than we are?
Oh, they're way more.
Don't tell him that part.
You guys are far more savory than those guys.
We're practically kosher.
You gonna tell Lieutenant Bull the story?
Leaving out the part about, the whole treasure, that kind of thing. Probably make it sound like we were there to just kind of safe harbor for the evening.
Oh yeah. I can pass the word up to Captain Lockhart. At the mention of the name Lockhart, Hayden will recall that there was a poor unfortunate middy who didn't get a promotion because he was an obstacle to yours at the time. And he never quite forgave you for that.
Hayden has a nostalgic smirk as he remembers, and just in his internal monologue he'll say, best to avoid that guy.
His name was Henry, so that would have been Henry Lockhart. Let's see. So yeah, he says he can go mention the cutter to them, see if he wants to do something about it. In the meantime, immediate.
I will say though, best not mention my name. Henry and I have some history, and he holds a grudge.
Well, that man has a stick up his ass so far a surgeon couldn't get it out.
Has he met Spencer?
Who is
I'll bet that's a
totally
good
not
story.
paying attention to you because he's distracted.
So, immediate actions. Rogers.
Gonna finish my free beer.
Okay, after that.
Oh, hadn't really thought that far ahead.
Hence the question.
I guess I'll wait and see what Hayden wants to do.
All right, Randall.
I'll kind of work, start conspiring with Palangi about, how would we approach this potentially haunted place.
It's simple. I go back, get my gun, we charge the place.
Well, charge? Really? You think that's prudent? I mean, there could be actually somebody living there. I mean,
Well, I don't
mean,
say well, charge is advanced rapidly and possibly just beat the door down. I'm not talking about instantly killing everyone inside.
so we'll conspire and come up with some kind of a means to approach this place. Probably figure out where exactly this house is, and is this an inn as well, or just a straight up tavern?
Yeah, they do have some rooms here.
Probably secure lodging for the evening.
All right. Hayden?
Hayden is concerned about the appearance of the rumjack, so he's going to head down to the docks or wherever ships are likely to be either berthing or anchoring, and he wants to get a good look.
All right. Spencer?
I'm getting, despite my best efforts, getting sucked into the discussion with Randall and Davino.
Just bear in mind that there are some other locals in here too that you guys that Randall was at cards with, so they're gonna pitch in about the Devil's House and all the ridiculous rumors, which are clearly ridiculous.
We'll totally, suck up whatever rumors we can.
Then I will be breaking out the pocket notebook thing and be taking down notes, possibly in Greek without realizing it.
Rogers and Hayden go down to the docks then.
That's the last we ever saw of them. Very sad.
At the docks, first you see Dora, and Claude is there with her. And they were both keeping an eye out, and as soon as you guys get there, she points out the rumjack, who is just pulling into port to the north end of the quay, and looks to be bearing a couple dozen men, which is actually more than you expected. The explosive damage on deck from the previous encounter seems to have been mostly patched up, and after mooring, a small group of sailors go ashore while the rest remain aboard. Among the shore party is a familiar face or two from Handsome Ned's entourage, which you met before at Ilabash, including what you presume to be the new captain, along with a handful of others that appear to be what's left of the folks that were chasing Dora out of the jungle. So it looks like they teamed up. One of the new faces you recognize from the jungle seems to be close to the new captain, or who you presume to be the new captain, and is probably the leader of the other crew, though it's hard to tell at this point who's taking orders from whom. After some instruction from the leaders, a couple of guys break off from that party and start making their way down the docks in your general direction.
So it was Claude that was with us.
Yeah.
Hayden will say what his name.
While you're gathering your thoughts, Dora is going to hold her hand out for one of your spy glasses while you guys are observing. Unless you're trying to be more discreet about that.
Mr. LaCroix, can you please get Dora out of sight? I'd rather the crew of the Rumjack not know that she's still with us. Perhaps you can join the Doctor and Randall on some harebrained adventure regarding a haunted house or some rather.
Alright, Claude will take Dora by the arm and start heading that direction. Nice and snappy, although Dora, having one of the spy glasses at that point, she yanks back in surprise, and she points at the in the general direction of the shore party, and she looks very angry.
And the Doctor's been the only one that's really been able to communicate with her at this point, isn't it?
Well, he's the only one who's been able to actually speak to her in a language she understands. I don't think any of the rest of you speak Dutch.
No. So is she pointing to the crew or to the two that are heading our way?
So specifically to the shore party where the leaders, or you presume the leaders, are. And as you're taking notice, she will point again at that group and cross her wrists like they were bound.
So they were the ones that captured you, kidnapped. I can't remember what the case was with her.
Whatever. You guys didn't even know because she couldn't tell you.
So Hayden says that, kind of realizing that she has no idea what he's saying. Mr. LaCroix, please get our lady here to safety. We don't want her seen.
Aye, sir. And off they go. And gives the spyglass back. Now, as you guys are observing, you can give me a per-based seamanship roll, if you please.
Is that all of us?
Just the ones at the docks.
Mine didn't come up. I'll just roll it regular.
Have you missed?
Must have.
Alright, well, you feel like you got a pretty good grasp of the situation. So you realize that with the speed they had to have arrived here, they're probably in need of provisions, and judging from the direction that group is headed, that's probably what they're doing.
As in the group, is that the two heading our way, or the main
Not
group?
the two heading your way. Now, the two heading your way are going to continue down the docks and approaching wherever you are. Also, oh, right. And you also notice that the crew that is still aboard the ship do not appear to be settling in. Like they're not planning on hanging around long. So, with that, you have Dora and Claude have left the scene. It's just Rogers and Hayden, and you got maybe a minute before the scouts, or what you presume to be the scouts, are upon you. Are you going to be vacating?
What do you think, Bill? The Rumjack clearly would have seen our ship in port, so they know we're here. I don't think there's any reason to make ourselves scarce.
I don't think they would try anything here.
I'm curious to see what they'll do if they see us.
Stand your ground, then?
I think so, unless Bill has some other ideas.
Yeah.
But Bill will see Hayden load his pistols.
I'll loosen my cutlass in its scabbard.
Well, you guys observe the two of them basically walk right past you without any sort of to-do at all.
Okay.
They head a little further down the docks, and looks like they're stopping right around the ship or something, looking it over, like confirming it's there or who's on it or something, and then they march right on back.
So they didn't recognize us at all?
They didn't seem to pay you any notice. So, for the record, the red pin is them, and the green pin is you. Or rather, the
Ships.
The ship. So, I'm presuming you guys are somewhere in between. For further elucidation. Same pins. The tavern is at the magenta pin. All right, and with that, back at the tavern, so you guys have gotten a few more of the rumors associated with the Devil's House from the locals at the tavern, and you probably don't have any new actual information other than there are apparently regular disappearances, although they're usually slaves or something. Occasionally a white guy.
So there's nothing that links them together.
Not that they can describe. And to be fair, from all their descriptions, there's really no reason for them to suspect that that house has anything to do with it either. That just happens to be what they blame on it. You know how this goes, but...
Bunch of slackers. Okay. Now.
Alright, well, we will establish a couple of things. Oh, and in a little bit later, Claude and Dora will show up at the tavern while you guys are still gathering more information. So,
Hello, Claude, Dora.
how and when will the rest of the crew be informed of the presence of the Rumjack?
Well, after
John and yeah, go ahead.
after the guys obviously didn't pay any particular attention to us, they just wanted to have a look at the ship and do whatever scouting they had to do. After they've headed back, then we'll join up with the rest of the group and inform them, give them all the deets.
You're going back to the tavern and.
Well, what about
informing
the
the rest
people
of
on the
PCs.
boat?
Well, are we in a? So we're actually at a berth, so we'll let the people on board know as well.
Okay, so you're going to go over to the ship, let them know, and then go back to the tavern.
Yes.
All right. And what are you guys planning on doing for the evening? So you're still on day 1 here, so you're at least going to be here through tomorrow.
Well, we're going to keep a careful watch, of course, to make sure they don't try to do anything sneaky during the night.
It's been practice of late for everyone to sleep aboard the ship, mostly because they didn't have any money, except that now a lot of you actually have some coin on you, and you don't have to anymore. But given the presence of the Rumjack, one might expect a watch of some sort. So the actual question to be answered is, where are you sleeping? And with whom, although not in that way.
I think it'd be prudent for us to sleep on board.
I originally had a thought to stay here at the tavern and then either set out in the morning to go check out this haunted house at Palangi, kind of giving very little mind to the Rumjack under the assumption that there's little they can do to us while we're here, at least overtly do to us.
It's probably worth noting for the record that the last encounter you had with these people, not necessarily, you didn't know it was the Rumjack at the time, but they did try to burn the ship while you were on it. So there is that to consider.
So yeah, on deck with a watch.
All right.
Well, we'd probably have to go back to the ship to get Palangi's awesome cannon anyway.
Indeed.
Well, you are
before we
to
go.
do that.
So I guess that would kind of put us in that direction. So maybe not sleep in the tavern tonight.
All right.
Since you were saying it's already kind of evening time-ish already.
It is afternoon, but you've got a couple of hours before sundown, probably. Anybody with a different plan?
I think we should also get Henry to keep an eye on their ship.
Henry?
Actually, we'd have to rotate watches, so Henry and maybe Red.
So establish a spy network.
Yeah, they can stake out the Rumjack.
I wonder how drunk it would take for me to just run over there and go, "Hey, I see you guys are here. Welcome." It's like new ownership. Ooh, I'm starting to like that idea.
Well, you don't actually know those guys.
Well, that's what I mean. Well, but we know well, I blasted the last guy who was assumedly in charge of the Rumjack.
There are a handful of them that will recognize you, undoubtedly, from that particular incident. But yeah, some of them went ashore, some of them didn't. Yeah.
See, if I'm impulsive enough to do that. I've had a couple drinks, so I'm definitely brave. I'm overconfident. Let's go with overconfidence
I believe
first.
tipsy is a -2.
Oh, I'm not feeling that. I probably say it out loud, but then, it's like, what we should do to Evino? Spencer, we should go over there and just, stick our finger in their eye. Let them know we know they're here. Kind of, spur them to some kind of stupid action.
like you would do. All right. Let's see. So during the day, Randall started the freight passenger process, and he does have a couple of places in mind to check in with for potential speculative cargo. Although those associated meetings and inspections would occur tomorrow. So you'll be expecting to do that at some point. And after dark, you guys head back out to the ship eventually to tuck in for the night. And turns out that Mogridge, who had been given Henry to overwatch him, ended up taking Henry to a brothel and getting him relieved of his cherry.
Oh boy.
So Henry's in a good mood. And with that, I will have everyone give me a perception check. Or I suppose observation would work as well.
Huh.
In the open, right?
Open's fine. Let's see, what do we got? We're missing Spencer, who is away. Well, you get through the night, and none of you see anybody suspicious hanging out on the docks through your watch shifts.
All right.
And thus, the next day. So, actually, a bit of a retcon. Those of you that were sleeping out on deck, at some point in the very early morning, it did start to rain. Not lightly either.
All right.
But that did clear off. So, with that, the morning of the 19th, I need to know what everybody's planning on doing for the day. And what I know of at this point is Randall has arranged for a couple of meetings with potential sellers today.
Yes.
And you also want to hit up the Devil's House. You were talking about doing that in the morning. Are you going to try to do that first?
Well, considering that we, business probably, if Article were squawking in my ear, business would take precedent over, pleasure. So I think I'm going to have
Squawk.
to, exactly. I'd never hear the end of it from Spencer.
What were the observation rolls for?
Watch last night. Yeah, I might as well throw one. Okay. Speaking of, did you hear the part about the rain?
I did not.
Yeah,
You can
it rained
vaguely
last
hear
night.
something about the sick dude taking Spider Monkey to the brothel, but
Yeah, it rained last night, so anybody that was sleeping out on deck, stop sleeping out on deck, more than likely. Unless you just like to feel the rain on your face. Like a Freddy
and then I have to visit you because you're sick.
Davino, actually, during the night, you will have been awake at one point, probably coming in from your shift, and heard Mr. Spencer in his cubby, wherever he was sleeping, and he was apparently talking in his sleep. And he said something about, "I'm much better now, I don't need the straitjacket."
I mean, if that's what he's into.
They used straight jackets in 1725.
Yeah, I think so.
1724.
I think so. They're probably not very sophisticated.
If they didn't, they do now.
I have to go AFK a minute, but I will. Rogers will either stick with Hayden or go where Hayden wants him to.
Gotcha.
Right back.
All right. Morning. So Randall is going to go do business first, meaning that if Randall is going with Davino to the Devil's House, that will have to wait until the afternoon.
Definitely after breakfast. Can't
Business
go
first.
attack. Yep.
Yeah, one does not betray breakfast, even in the face of duty.
Duty.
And we have potential hostiles in port. So if anyone has to go anywhere, you make sure you do it with someone else. Don't do it alone.
Okay, so I'm putting Randall's already there for the trade.
Yeah, I'll probably be going with.
You going with him? All right. I didn't actually share that again. Let's see. Rogers is sticking with Hayden wherever Hayden's going. What's Hayden planning on doing today?
So we need to resupply for the next leg of our journey.
Were you handling the provisions? I know you picked up some of the replacement maintenance supplies.
I think I was
You may
probably
be,
handling the provision stuff, but I'll gladly hand that off.
Well, I mean, you probably already talked to the merchants and whatnot. It may just be a matter of getting it loaded and everything, so...
Well, then Hayden will be supervising the loading and whatnot. He doesn't have anything in particular that he wants to do or needs to do.
Right. Palanche?
Yep, doing any necessary prep for the Devil's House, so probably hanging out with Randall, and yeah.
Okay, so you're going to follow them.
Bring.
Yeah, if we're going to the Devil's House later, might as well not split up and...
Gotcha.
Would we recommend what's her name not be or keep a low profile if she happens to go on deck? Assume that they're probably spyglassing our ship.
She could just totally come with us.
In the morning, she kind of gets onto the pier when you guys leave and starts following the Article Payne Palange crew.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll be chatting away with her in Dutch.
I will have my weapons readied, so I'll have 2 pistols and my sword for sure, weapon-wise.
I'll speak to Spencer, and I'll say yesterday when Dora spied the crew of the Rumjack, she indicated that some of them may have been the ones that tied her up, and Hayden will repeat the gesture that she made. See if you can find out some more information on that from her. What exactly she meant yesterday when she did this gesture. And then Hayden will repeat it.
She's an Amazon, of course.
I don't think that's true. I thought Payne had already had her pegged as a merfolk.
Depends, does she wear bulletproof braces?
Did Payne splash water on her yet? Alright, he wandered off.
Oh, no, I've not done that. Payne?
No, I thought you wandered off.
I wouldn't have splashed water on her.
I thought you were going to do that.
No, I don't quite... I don't recall seeing the eye contact between the two of her and the other dude. I just note that I'm just convinced
that's true.
That he was a merman. Like, came out of the water, and mer people, when they're out of the water, they have legs. So they're adding to my delusion. So mer people can look like humans when they're on land.
Alright, well, I will take a freight handling... No. Yes. Freight handling from either Rogers or Hayden, and I don't know which one of them actually has any. I'll do that.
We took the freight handling guy with us.
Aha! Yes, Rogers has it if you don't.
Rogers will have to roll.
Alright.
Into the box.
Alright.
Or not in the box.
Into the box!
There you go.
Alright, so you guys get the stuff loaded. It takes a little longer than you expected. You usually have Palange handle that. Let's see. Now, I don't think it dealt with Spencer actually purchasing more provisions here.
Right, yeah, because I immediately went to Sistine Divino's, so I don't see why I couldn't necessarily do that while dealing with the merchant stuff as well.
True. All right. You don't need to make a roll to find provisions, but we have the pricing.
So I would like to pay as little as possible.
I believe last time you spent 300 GURPS on that, and that was a little high. Here it's not so bad. Let's see, you were getting a half ton, I think. You doing that again, just getting a week?
Yeah, I think we just spent a week, yeah.
Okay, so that'd be 250 GURPS. And he can potentially talk them down. No, but at least it's not overpriced.
Right.
So I'll put you down for that.
That's on there.
And
how many pounds is that?
1 second. Why did I have that on there twice? That was hold on. Blah blah blah. 2 pounds 50. Or I guess it would be written as 2 pounds. Yeah, that would actually be 50. 50 shillings.
All right. Well, you'll have to fix the parcel since we can't.
Oh, right.
I have to let Sir Randall know of what our monetary status is. I think we're still it'll be 263 pounds and some shillings. I have no idea how many shillings are in a pound.
Okay.
Et cetera.
So I went ahead and put it down for a little bit more for the maintenance cost. You're only like halfway through the month, but wait. Yeah. So your total is going to be 262 and 18 shillings. All right, updated. And there are 2 potential sellers that you had in line to speak to. One of them, the first one, is a woman who is running a business by herself.
Does she say fuck a lot?
She does not. She's not nearly that confident. And the second is a bit more well-to-do white merchant guy.
Well, knowing Sir Randall, I suspect he's going to end up saying, screw the old dude. I'm going to chat with the lady.
Well, you know me. I'm all about equal opportunity business opportunities.
Now, you guys have enough area knowledge between the lot of you, but actually go ahead and roll. Somebody can roll area knowledge Caribbean at -4. I don't know who's got the best of that.
I don't have area knowledge Caribbean. I have area knowledge affairs. Kingston.
I have the Americas.
I think Americas would end up being at -6.
Seems fair.
Oof. And I suspect knowledge Kingston would also be -6.
That's gonna be hold on. Let's see, that's gonna be 3. No, that's gonna be that'll be -8.
Oof. Let's see what that does. That's gonna be tough.
Well, you never know.
That gives me an effective skill of 6. Woohoo!
Not today. Wait. Oh.
Whoops.
You put +8.
I did. I did put minus initially. I don't know why it took it wrong. That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that's clearly not a success. So you guys don't know enough about the situation between here and St. Kitts to know what to purchase specifically. So you're just kind of guessing. Suppose you could ask the person you're talking to if that's something that you could sell in St. Kitts or whatever, but...
Well, I mean, that's where we know where it's our next destination, so yeah. Probably something we'd bring up is like anything that you'd like, that you've got
area knowledge, Mark.
I have area knowledge.
Default. You should have it at default. I have it at default.
Oh, so that's a -8.
So, yeah. Might as well
Well-
see if maybe you can get really lucky. You
Tried.
didn't.
No, not really.
Not really.
Okay, so you're gonna talk to the woman first.
Oh yeah. Do I schmooze her and bring and do a try and increase the reaction roll?
Of course you do. That's what you do.
That's what I do. That's an interesting question. Is my sex appeal already included? Yes. Or good looks, and I have an honest face.
Oh. Probably not.
Oh my goodness! No, I'm lucking that.
That's almost too bad.
As we cut to the next scene of the city guard chasing after him, going, "Catch the rapist!" He's like, "No, I said hello."
No, your appearance won't have been included in there because it's not always being applied.
So +1.
And I think you'd end up with a +1 for status.
I have status +2. I don't know if does that apply? A +2?
It's
or
relative.
just +1. Okay, so +1. So that would be a success by 6 then.
Yeah. All right.
Then hold on. I want to see if I can get even better. That's success by 4. And 2 more times, right? Yeah. So 2 more times. Success by 6.
No, that is the correct number of them, I believe.
Yep. So success by 6 will be my
Right.
highest. But I thought something
Okay.
really, really bad, and before I opened my mouth, I'm like, wait.
Well, so you go to stand by. Forgot my graphics. So you go to the trading house and meet with the woman that you had identified yesterday, and she shows you her stores.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're
she
looking
does.
at the stuff, and you're kind of having to ask a little bit of, what do you think would sell in St. Kitts, you think? And she's not what you would consider hot, but she does mention the fact that she's not married anymore, and she's kind of got left the business.
And I will applaud her tenacity and her ability to sell and be a merchant.
Applaud. Okay, that's not what I heard you say at first.
And like such a beautiful woman, regardless of what she may look like, it's like.
And Spencer will note that apparently he has her undivided attention.
No, he
You
doesn't.
could probably pick her pocket right now and she wouldn't notice. At any rate, you could probably ask your price at this point. So let's see. So you are gonna ask her what's probably gonna sell better, at which point she will tell you that they have a need for textiles there, and she has cotton.
Outstanding.
So I'm gonna call that goods, and have that at 1250 GURPS per ton, which is quite a bit. Let's see, that's going to come to 12.5 pounds. And for reference purposes, your monthly requirements are going to be about a tenth of that. So that's not right. Sorry, wrong thing. That's going to be about a quarter to a third of your monthly operating cost.
Right, but that our current hope is that
Right.
we will be able to make
Oh yeah.
a profit off of this pretty well.
I'm totally. When we get in there, when we get to St. Kitts, I'm totally gonna go. Hey, serendipitously, I need to find a dude who is desperate for some cotton right now.
So with the monthly overage that you had for the voyage itself, you've got enough to get a few tons of that, probably, if you wanted. And she can get you 2. So she's got 2 tons of cotton that's ready to go here.
Outstanding. 2 tons it is.
So with that, the merchant roll, which you will get a bonus upon whichever one's actually doing the
Sounds like
negotiating.
he is, and I'm going to try to... well, crap. Well, I'm still going to be trying to help him.
Right.
So he failed by 2 instead of 1.
All right. Well, you will still manage to knock it down because she's not even paying attention to the damn books. So 10% off that is going to be...
Apparently, I'm not even really paying attention. I think I've got her.
Yeah.
I have her. I'm almost nearly apparently as enthralled in her as she is with me. Apparently, I know where I'm sleeping tonight.
1 in every port.
All right, so I'm putting you down for 11.25 GURPS.
I'm reminded
That'll
of
knock you
Dandelion.
down.
Yeah.
I'm going to be engaged
51.
before I leave here.
13. All right. I have updated the party sheet with the expenditures. And now you guys got to get 2 tons of cotton loaded. Will you be visiting the other guy, or are you satisfied?
Oh, yeah. We'll visit the other guy, too.
How much, hold on. I guess I should vehicle thing to see. I was wondering how much actual tonnage can we actually carry?
You guys got quite a bit of room for that. So 2 tons of goods.
I don't see a cargo option.
What are you looking at?
The vehicle.
In the fantasy grounds?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at the spreadsheet. I've got the tonnage on there.
That would require
you guys
me to do something else.
You start out with 47 tons. You've got a ton of food and plenty of room. Not even nearly full. All right, so you talk to the other guy. You got an angle on him.
Yep.
He's gonna do the exact same thing.
Well, actually, is he single?
Oh my god.
Because I can play matchmaker.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's better. No,
yeah,
he is
not.
like,
really, dude?
Dang it! Is he in a bad marriage? I'm terrible.
It's like, is he single? No, he's not. Does he want to be?
No.
He appears to be doing rather well for himself, but somehow, in spite of it, he seems a little, I don't know, bored.
Bored, you say? So I will come at this one in a more, let's get him out and have some fun, maybe? Is that a carousing kind of thing?
You can do that.
I'm definitely going to need to raise my carousing after this.
It's gonna take you a little longer to do that, but you can do that. That'll get you your +2.
Damn!
If you don't fail.
Oh. I am rolling like garbage tonight.
I'm tempted to make a roll as well to see if I can step in when Randall passes out in the corner.
Well, you might be able to make the buy anyway.
He never could hold his drink.
So after that, he'll take you by the... Okay, somebody's cat's dancing on the keyboard. He'll take you by the warehouse and show you what he's got over there. And since you've already gotten some information about potential cotton, you're looking for textiles and that sort of thing.
Correct.
He's got a lot of stuff, but not so much things that you know you can sell.
Anything that might come up or that's sellable elsewhere along the way.
I'm refreshing my memory here. So,
what is that? Port Q? No, that's here. What's his name needs to go? What's that one?
What's his name?
Have you made a complete sentence yet?
No, he has not.
Port what is the
Porta-pay?
place? Porta-pay. Maybe even something that's potentially sellable in Porta-pay, or something that we can get at a. Well, I don't think we're getting any discounts.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, this guy has sugar. He's got a lot of sugar and sugar-related products like rum or molasses, that sort of thing.
That's
So
gonna
clearly
be
he's
pretty
got some
prevalent in
deals with
Porta-Pay,
local.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, selling sugar in the Caribbean is like selling fish to a fisherman. But you never know. Also, if you get enough rum, I mean, you can sometimes sell that, but it's kind of hard. People make rum here locally, so.
Are those the only things that he's selling?
Yeah, that's pretty much the bulk of his business.
Nerds. I'm wondering if even just buying some rum for the ship and then for other encounters, using it as our, hey, if we meet ships on
Walking
at
around
sea,
money.
yeah, kind of like our, hey, welcome aboard, here's a little bit of rum, or hey, we want to make nice with you, here's a little bit of rum.
Well,
That
how
kind of
much of it do you want?
I wouldn't say a ton sounds like a whole lot, but I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like a whole lot off the top of your head, but actually, the tons burthen, that ton is based on a cask of Bordeaux wine, I think. So 1 cask of it.
Well, they don't have
I'm
it
not sure
bottled.
what I would call that. Well, yeah, they probably got it bottled as well.
I'm just thinking.
But if you get a
it's
ton of
easier
it, it's going to be like a crate of. It's going to be like 1 crate of rum would be a ton or whatever, or a couple of crates.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want a ton, you can do that. No biggie.
Yeah, we'll probably do that. And I'll confer with Spencer and Davino. Sound like an idea? I mean, we've run across numerous encounters where liquor seems to, be a great equalizer in the negotiation process.
And since Palange is hanging out with you guys, you can always send him to go fetch Hayden and Rogers and have them start sorting out the loading. Yeah, I'm gonna make some assumptions on the cost of that rum. I'm guessing that's gonna be, yeah, we'll call that sugar prices. That probably makes sense. So about half what you paid for the goods.
Sounds good to me.
So, negotiating the price for 1 ton of rum.
Yep. Well, let's see. So is Randall still taking the lead? I will assist.
All right, you got the assist, which will make up for the carousing fail.
Don't fail. That's you, Mark.
Here we go. Whew. My
There you
goodness.
go.
I'm getting
That's
all
better.
kind of nervous now.
All right. And I am going to make a note of that. That's going to be... Oh, come on.
Oh, okay. I see how you're doing that. Goods, and such like that. Gotcha.
Yeah. Let's see. Right, so that one was going to be... Damn it. Right, that was 1125. That one's going to be half that. That's 675. All right. That will work. And the additional monies to be added to that is that. And now we are down to 244 pounds and 18 shillings. All right. You bought some stuff.
Yay!
Yay! You look like merchants. You're starting to feel like merchants. By the way, the lady merchant is probably expecting to see you later.
Oh, and I take one of those bottles out of the thing and going,
There you go.
This bottle I'm going to take with me.
I might need it.
Before or after?
Both. I'm taking 2 now.
All right, so you guys had a relatively busy day then. I will have all of you make a perception check, or observation if you prefer.
Box or not?
You can go ahead and roll it open. Probably should have made that box, but never mind. What we got? We missing anybody? Missing Rogers. Is Carrie back yet?
Rolled it in the box.
Oh, That's why, because it looked different from everyone else's. Well, that was good thinking on your part. Let's see what we got here. Boy, some of you guys aren't very perceptive today.
I'm never very
I
perceptive. I'm absent-minded.
That's true.
I probably blew all my bad rolls, I'm hoping, early.
Okay, and so Hayden will have noticed at least a couple of times during the day that you were definitely being watched. Specifically, since you guys were out at the docks overseeing loading and that sort of thing, you definitely saw they had a lookout posted. The Rumjack crew did.
Trying to find Randall's treasure.
Now, an additional concern, I need an IQ check from Randall and Davino.
Box or out?
Out's fine.
Why just them?
Nope, that's luck.
I wouldn't bother with it just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but why those two?
Because I'm about to
Because we're
tell
going
you.
to the house.
No, not that.
Oh.
Randall, during the day, as you guys were, after you had made the sales and were starting to get things loaded and you're interacting with some of the crew as they're coming back and forth, Spencer at least 3 or 4 times referred to Claude by the female pronoun.
Who did?
Spencer.
Well, that's right, Claude's with us. That's like, okay.
To be fair, by this point, everybody does know he's rather absent-minded.
To be fair.
I'll take note and kind of be more observant about
Did he mean
Spencer's-
to say that?
Yeah, if a note to see if Spencer continues doing it, and B, how Claude reacts to being referred in that same manner. And I will do that as a psychology every so often in the box. Let that one be whatever.
That's
just
to evaluate his mental state.
Well, evaluate both their states. I don't know. Did he mean it, or was he just? I guess did it seem intentional or non-intentional, or
I don't know what the state of psychology study is in 1725, but I know that they don't yet have the concept of a Freudian slip. But that doesn't mean they didn't know that sort of thing happens.
Right.
Now, he would definitely look at Spencer and say that he has been rather distractible today.
Okay. I'll take notes.
It could have been an accident, but it could have been a Freudian slip.
I'll take note that he did that and kind of be more observant of both Spencer's use of pronouns around her and her.
So
I should accidentally start calling Randall she as well.
Well, I mean, he could also be thinking that is he using the term she as an elf, or she as in she pronoun? Like, is that a thing? I mean,
I don't think Randall would know that.
I mean, okay.
So all the day's business is going to take a good chunk of your day. So at some point, everybody's going to be around the ship, back and forth. You guys been interacting, getting stuff loaded, and that sort of thing. There are. Go ahead.
As Brian pointed out early on, our Spencer was going to be trying to, find out gain more information from Dora about the potential captivity angle.
Okay. Well, obviously, you can't get a whole lot more out of her, but
gesture.
You have communicated with her enough to understand that A, yes, she's trying to communicate that she was captured by those guys, and B, she's really pissed off at them and kind of wants them dead.
Wow.
She keeps making that whole slashing gesture at her throat and spitting every time you say something about them.
Wow, she is really pissed.
You get the impression they didn't treat her well. Also, just random thing that you noticed. There are a lot of Dutch people in town, apparently. You keep speaking Dutch with her, and people keep looking at you.
And then I'll speak with them in Dutch.
They're Jews. Apparently there's a large Jewish Dutch population in Barbados.
Oh, really? Then I will shift to Yiddish.
And some of them will respond in Yiddish. And be surprised. They're very friendly.
A couple more accents. I need a couple more languages.
So getting into the afternoon, and Randall's going back to get his 2 bottles of rum, and he remembers that, oh yeah, the Devil's House.
Is that where he's going now?
So, Merchant Lady, Devil's House.
Devil's House, then Merchant Lady? Because, if it's hideous monsters there, you may need something to make you forget about it.
Could be succubi.
Well, I guess I could stay for a while.
Just a little danger. Peril.
Castle Anthrax.
Yep. Just a little bit of peril.
Which is it to be?
Bet you're gay.
Yeah, which is it to be there, Mark?
I'm sorry, I was dealing with some kid stuff. Go ahead. I feel so bad. I was
Question.
Trank guns. I'm telling you, invest in them.
I was thinking chloroform is a little cheaper, but
not as cool.
True.
Merchant Lady,
Yes.
or Devil's House?
Oh man.
Davina looks longingly, like he really wants to go to the Devil's House and kill
What
something.
time of day it is?
Afternoon.
Oh, then it's gonna be there because I totally believe we can go in, take care of what needs to be done, and I can get back. But I will arrange to have flowers delivered to her.
Let me take a minute. You don't want to be caught out at Devil's House after dark, do you?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is we're gonna go. It's only afternoon. We'll take care of it. Whatever it is, it's gonna be simple because that's just how we are. And once it's all taken care of, I will bid the party adieu and make a call on my lady friend.
All right, then having established that the time for going to the Devil's House is now,
Nye?
who shall be attending?
Hello.
And if you're not attending, what shall you be doing in the interim?
Is Claude going to join us?
Do you ask Claude to join you?
Oh, she is more than welcome to join us.
I wonder what she would
I like the cut of her
think of that.
jib.
I'm
Let's
reviewing
see.
my stuff to see if I'm going to go. I think I'll probably tag along. I don't think it's actually a haunted house, so.
I don't really either, but I'm curious enough to give it a shot.
Let's
How
see.
cool.
Claude is impulsive and
Curious?
kleptomaniac, but thought he had curious. She had curious. I guess not. Daredevil. So probably not scared of going out there. Yeah, why the hell not?
What about the 2 Navy guys? Are they, bailing on us?
They're being responsible.
Damned adults.
Well, we can't have that.
We're taking on board cotton.
And the case of rum. Or
Yeah, well,
ton of
that's
rum.
getting wrapped up.
Also, moderately concerned about the crew of the Rumjack trying to do us dirty.
Well, I
Well,
think
there
they're
is
going to
that.
follow us to the murder house and try to murder us there.
Murder us.
Murder at the
appropriate.
murder house? I never.
What devilry is this? Alright, so, official word from Rogers and Hayden. Staying back.
Well, Hayden has no real interest in going and looking at a murder house, especially given the fact that Rumjack are being very attentive to what we're doing and stuff. So, yeah, Hayden's going to stay back and be responsible.
Okay, so Rogers then?
Same.
Okay. So since the 2 of you are staying back,
Bunch
I'll-
of chickens.
I'll put this bug in your ear. You guys, between the 2 of you, have enough tactical knowledge to understand that the Rumjack is going to have a problem doing anything here in port. But when you guys get out to sea, this is going to be a whole nother situation. So if they follow you, they could jump you, they could take you.
And are they faster than us?
Well, so the thing is, you guys are probably about equal in general, but on the way here, they had the advantage because of their fore and aft rig. But when you guys are headed to St. Kitts, it's actually going to be your advantage. So technically, you could maybe outrun them, but that would only delay the situation. And you don't know what you're going to run into while you're out there. They could catch up. So
we will
there's a
probably be
potential issue.
discussing options like misdirection, make them think we're headed somewhere else, and then divert course.
Oh,
Yeah.
Another consideration here is sometime later today, the Princess Mary will show up at port.
We could go to the tavern for dinner and a beer, and mention our plans for selling our cargo at Cartagena.
Well, if you are giving up on getting passengers or freight, then you could potentially do something like that.
Oh, I thought we were only speculating at this point.
Well, you are speculating, but
we haven't put out a request for passengers yet, have we?
Yeah, you have.
I thought I only did two.
You guys started that process first thing.
Well, I thought I only did 2 of the 3 options.
No, you were.
Oh,
no, that's right. What did you not do?
Passengers.
Okay, so you just look for freight.
Yeah, speculative.
Regardless, you told people
it would have been
where
freight for St. Kitts.
Right,
yeah. So misdirection is not going to work at this point.
I mean, you could fool somebody.
I would say that the only thing selling is was rum and sugar, so we decided to go somewhere else. Leave out the part that we actually ended up with cotton.
I am going to go ahead and cut you a break because your guys are highly skilled at this, but there's also convoy.
Oh.
And there's also a warship. So there are other options.
Yeah, we could find out when the warship plans to sail.
Or
sail
it
along,
would not
or
be...
find another merchant ship going to St. Kitts and offer to go together.
It would also not be out of the ordinary for one to go to said warship and petition the captain to escort you.
Which means Hayden would have to go talk to his old rival.
And also,
cut to
the
duel
idea of convoy goes back to the fact that the Princess Mary just showed up in port.
Yeah.
And they were headed to Antigua, which is the same direction.
So, stuff to think about.
Stuff to think about. And while you think about it, we're going to take a break.
Even still, it's just kicking the can down the road. So if we get escorted or convoyed to where we're going, they're just going to follow, and then they'll try whatever they're going to try next time, next port.
That depends. That depends on the arrangements you make. For example, if one were to engage in piracy, the Navy would take not kindly to that and probably sink you. Or take your ship as prize.
What if we...
But what I mean is, if we get an escort or whatever to where we're going, the rumjack is just going to follow, not do anything, and we'll both arrive in port together. Nothing happened. Then, when we set out from St. Kitts to the next location we go to, the rumjack will follow us again, and they'll just choose their moment to attack.
Well, I'll just wrap that up saying that depends entirely on how clever you are.
Yeah, we might be able to shake them, actually.
We could shake them. Hayden's overconfident. He feels that he could actually outrun them and outsail them. But if they know where we're going, we're just kicking the can down the road. We need to throw them off completely.
But now Well, see, but now that we know that we may need to use misdirection, we won't announce our next destination as soon as we get into port next time. We'll leave ourselves the opportunity to misdirect.
After St. Kitts, where you say we have the advantage going to St. Kitts, after St. Kitts, do we still have the advantage?
Let's see. I think maybe, because going that direction with the current trade winds, it's basically hitting you right at the perfect angle. When you take the turn to the west, it's on the other tack, but I think you're still somewhat at an advantage, maybe less of one.
And we could signal that we're going the other direction where we would have a disadvantage, which, if we're successful in our deception, will make them, we'll make them say now is our time to strike, because we're going to be faster than them on this tack.
Okay.
But they'll be going the wrong direction.
Just so your information is complete, when I keep bringing up the warship, that's how they make their money. The Navy makes money by capturing ships and selling them. That
Right.
is, naval officers do. So everybody on the ship gets a share of that profit when they sell the ship.
We need to get
If they
the rum
pull
jet
something,
caught.
then the warship will have the leave to attack it.
Mm.
Right, but they're not going to pull something, because
Again,
they
that
will
depends on
die.
how clever you are.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk to the captain of the warship and say, look, we know these people are going to try to jump us. You could wait over the horizon until you hear echoing gunfire and then come running in and save us. Take a prize and we'll be on our way. So we can hold out for a couple hours.
And if it's the lieutenant that doesn't like you, you could sell it as, hey, look, this would get you prestige by pulling these pirates off the waters.
Right. You might even be assigned to take the prize back to England, which is a great honor.
Which
Right,
Hayden
well-
would have to turn down. But anyway, we'll take a break.
Yeah, so you've got those bits of information now. You can start chewing on that while we take a break.
Break.
We're back.
We're back. Let's see. What is Dora going to be doing? I guess she will hang out with the Navy guys. Well, the other Navy guys. The officer guys. Since she probably doesn't really
The adults
want to go to the Devil's House. Yeah, she'll stay with the adults. Yeah, so while you guys are adulting, you can observe the Princess Mary arrive, and if you end up wanting to, you can go actually talk to Master Cox again and get the what's what from him. You guys do remember who that is, right?
That's the
Do I
one
need
we
to remind
passed.
you? The guys you passed on day 2, I think.
Everybody
The
was
ones.
betting on.
They're the ones that are
That's
heading
right.
back to Europe.
Yep. Yeah, so they were coming here to water and victual and go north to Antigua and then on out to Europe. Okay, so the rest of you are going to the Devil's House. You're the Scooby Gang.
Oh, Ruggy.
Surrandel, Spencer, Pelanger, and Boom.
And Claude.
Pelanger and Claude.
If you decide to take any crew members with you, we could play them.
Well, somebody could grab Claude if you want.
Yep. We probably. We did swing by the ship to get Tavino's rifle.
You did have to swing by and get that. I'm going to have to clear Claude's owner.
So we could
So
probably.
which ship member? Oh, we need to bring Red. Red needs to come with us.
Oh, Red's gotta come with us.
Dibs. I want
Yeah.
to play red.
Red is not going to the Devil's House.
Ah.
What?
Oh, come on,
What?
man.
Oh my
That's
God,
just
you
an
guys!
improper
You
translation.
guys actually have a Scooby Gang. Spencer is let's see, so Pelanger
Spencer's
and Boom
definitely
are Shaggy and Scooby.
Totally.
Is Claude
Fred?
Daphne?
I would have to be. That would make me Fred then.
You would be Fred, definitely.
My Velma.
No, Spencer would have to be Velma, yeah.
I'm
Spencer's
Velma.
Velma.
Man, that figures.
All right, well, somebody's welcome to grab Claude if you want to.
There's Claude. We could always take what's his name?
Man,
the brother.
I wanted Red to come with us.
I know, me too.
We should probably take Furlong then, since
Furlong. That's
clearly,
who I keep thinking his name.
he's clearly a descent or an ancestor of Constantine. So,
Well, I don't have a character for him, so you'll have to make do.
Do you have characters for any of the crew?
Nope.
bad
Not,
Daniel, bad.
not currently, anyway.
Didn't
I
you see this
did have a
coming?
mind to have them available at some point down the road, but I hadn't actually done that, and stupid me didn't even think about actually using them here.
Okay, this is awesome. So, random, you're always throwing out random historical notes. I'm going to throw out something there. Clearly, Furlong is going to survive and become ennobled because in 1760, Lady Johanna Constantine is born.
Well, yeah. He could just lie about nobility.
Well, she was the daughter of Lord and Lady Constantine, so he's going to have to become Lord Constantine.
It could happen.
But sadly, that means he's going to be dead by 1760.
Well, yeah.
So
Whatever.
that's not necessarily true. Yeah,
Since
whatever.
Kerry is playing Claude, I'll play Old Man Higgins, who is going to try and stop you meddling kids.
So. a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
I guess
you, which
we
now
can't really be the
isn't,
Scooby Gang.
Yeah, it's not a proper Scooby Gang if you've got another one.
Well, we also can't be the Scooby
Always
Gang because
Scrappy.
they're actually.
Scrappy. Hello. Somebody can be
Shut
Scrappy.
up.
Puppy
Blasphemer.
power.
No, I was going to say we can't be the Scooby Gang because there actually is supernatural stuff. The enemy in Scooby Doo was always greed.
Hello,
Regular human
supernatural
greed.
episode.
Yeah, did you not see that Supernatural episode?
No,
Oh my god, it's hysterical.
I've only seen like the pilot for that.
Oh, it's well down along in the series, but Sam and Dean basically get sucked into a cursed television thing, so they're in Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Huh, that's cool.
Wait, was that the one where it was super creepy Scooby Doo?
No, not that.
Oh, that was a different one.
No, that was, is that Venture Brothers?
Oh, that probably
Yes,
what
that
that
was Venture Brothers.
Yeah, that's totally different. Okay.
So there was
well,
an actual episode of Scooby-Doo which was supernatural.
No, it was this episode of Supernatural, which was Scooby-Doo.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Scooby Doo is 100% pure. The enemy is always human greed.
They did have some other one weird stuff. Depending.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. In different redos of the show.
I can't think of any.
Yeah, well, have you watched any of the recent ones, really?
Yeah, and that was the actual point of the show. I mean, that's the reason it was created. That was the driving purpose behind coming up with that show, was to show kids that there's no such thing as ghosts, and that what you really need to watch out for is people trying to steal shit.
Well, I wasn't aware of that.
No?
Well, I didn't really think about it, to be honest.
I did get there's not really monsters, but
I guess. Not like I believed in them at the time.
right.
Anyway, the current Scooby Gang is leaving town, and Palange has gone back to get his tree.
Yep.
House of Death. Excellent.
Murder House.
So, you guys leave town and head out on, there's a bit of a road going out there, and you got a couple of landmarks you're looking for, and there's supposed to be a little cottage set off a bit into the jungle off the coast. And they say that nobody actually lives there, but sometimes you see somebody, and people disappear out all the time. So you guys head out down that road and follow the landmarks, and yeah, there's a little cottage out there.
Oh God, we're in a
looks
video
to be
game.
about the right place.
Look at the pixelation, everyone.
As you guys round the hill or whatnot, and first spot the cottage, Davino is the first one, and
To explode.
in the distance he sees a thin black woman in a simple dress near the cottage, and he thinks maybe he's seen her in town here and there. And as his eyes meet her, even so far away, he finds himself drawn to her. And not entirely under his control, it seems, he walks over to the cottage.
Davino?
We're kind of
Just gotta see
following.
what this is. Don't worry about it.
Whoa. You're moving rather quick.
Well, I gotta see.
You're momentarily distracted by the fact that Boom is dead refusing to go anywhere near that thing.
You said thing. Was that intentional? You did hear him say thing, not woman.
Well, I didn't
Thing.
mean the cottage thing. but-
Cottage.
Oh. Okay.
So do the rest of us see this chick?
Yeah, it was just Davino saw her first.
I have to tip my hat to her, and like, ma'am,
Good
because
day.
we're British, I know, British and all.
She does not respond to you. Just stares at Davino.
Hello there, ma'am.
As you approach, she goes into the cottage, and you just follow right after her.
She invited me in, guys.
I threw a perception in the box to see if, I happen to notice anything really weird about her. Like, maybe she doesn't have a shadow, or she has 3 shadows,
Right. Would that be hidden lore?
Okay, I can do that.
Wow, it's not a bad roll. But
Pity
no,
she's
she
not a fairy, right?
nothing stands out to you as fairy-like about her, except being weird. So Davino can't help but walk into the house, and Boom is left out there kind of... What does a monkey do? Just
He monkey sees.
kind of God damn it.
Well, I'll pause at Boom and say, I got your back, little buddy.
But the next question is, are you guys actually following him in?
Yeah.
I'm talking to the monkey.
I think so.
I am.
I'm actively trying to convince the monkey to go in, instead of picking him up or something like that.
You keep trying to talk to him, and you realize he can't hear you.
Okay, then I will use gesture.
Probably deaf from all the explosives.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, he actually is deaf.
And from the explosives.
From the explosives. Yeah. You, what you would actually be doing here is probably animal handling, and he will have none of it. He is not going in. Davino
Right,
goes
you need to cover us out here. Be prepared to throw a grenade. Right, he can't hear me.
You're on watch. You guys are going to come back, and he's going to have a hat, and you have no idea whose hat it is. Plancha goes into the house first, and you see no one home.
Huh. Is there any other rooms or anything like that to check?
Just like a one-room, little bitty place. Not much to it. Some
No
furniture.
basement?
Kind of poking around. Are you poking around?
Yeah, I'm poking around. I mean,
Poking
she
around.
invited me in, so.
The other guys are right behind you. Are the other
Where
guys
did
right
the
behind
lady
you?
go?
I went in.
Yeah. Claude will go in with the Eskrima sticks in hand.
What, do you expect trouble?
No, there's just no other comfortable way to carry them.
Plus, and maybe Claude may expect trouble.
They're too long to wear in your belt.
As you guys are sort of getting into the house and getting situated there, looking around, deciding there's nothing here, suddenly the floor drops away from your feet, and you find yourself sliding down a short, dark tunnel into a sea cave.
Poop.
This wasn't in the brochure.
God, they are fairies. We're being taken underworld.
The coral and rock forming the floor is jagged. There is some light here and there through cave openings, large and small. In the little bit of light that you have, you can make out massive cobwebs everywhere, covering the floor and walls.
Ah, crap. Gonna be giant spiders, guys.
Did anybody take arachnophobia?
I don't think so, no.
Only in
Which
real
was
life.
kind of disappointing, honestly.
Lucky break.
Right?
Some people have snake phobias.
Oh, no worries. We're going up the Amazon later.
All right, so first reactions.
I will stand up and straighten my clothes and, well, now that was unexpected.
Moths
then
are
kind
gonna
of
stand up and straighten my. Oh wait, maybe. Hold on. That may have been a stressful situation.
Eh.
We're fine.
Anybody else?
There's no doors or anything down here, so this clearly isn't the fairy underground.
we see the opening from the top, from which we fell.
Sort of. It's hard to see. There are a lot of shadows, but yeah, I mean, you know roughly where you came down. It's a bit of a drop. You could potentially climb it.
Okay, so we're not left with no way out?
No. If you really wanted to get out of here, you could squeeze through a hole somewhere.
Okay,
so,
I'm not going to roll
yeah, she's not
claustrophobia then.
She's a little concerned, but she's not freaking yet. Whatever. So you guys are sort of standing up, looking around, getting situated. From an unknown direction, a female voice speaks, echoing faintly off the walls, almost in harmony, with a strangely accented English. Is this one come here to destroy us? It bears the Slayer's weapon.
Oh, poop.
In the shadows on the cave wall just out of arm's reach, you see, just barely, a woman standing there. Black woman, naked as far as you can tell, as if she had been perfectly camouflaged there the whole time.
Is that where the voice is coming from?
We're hosed now. She's gonna go all Wakanda forever, kick our ass.
Shut up.
Good woman. Seems we have fallen. What is a good way out of here?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the only person other than obviously Davino who's heard anything about the gun being actually special was Rogers, right? Because he was the only one. Yeah, he was the only one that was present with the priest.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be looking around in confusion, like, what Slayer's weapon?
Davino kind of shifted in spot when she says that and just kind of gripped the rifle a little tighter.
Now, the question she asked was, is this one come here to destroy us?
I wasn't exactly planning on killing anyone today.
Wait, you have the Slayer's weapon? That thing?
Well, I mean, look at
theoretically.
it. It'll slay anything.
I'm slightly confused.
We'll slay him if he's not careful.
I never did tell you, did I? And I'll explain what happened at the church and why the rifle
right
is
in front of the
supposed to be
lady.
special.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's a soliloquy. It's timeless.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't seem like she's gonna kill us, so why not?
How do you know?
I have to look at her and
Because
go,
she hasn't killed us yet.
Are you a fae, madam?
I don't think you're supposed to ask those kinds of questions, Article.
The woman in the shadows responds, the dark ones call us a Nancy.
You called her a Nancy? Apologize.
Let's see. You can't default off of an existing hidden lore, can you?
I don't think so. And I don't think anybody here would have a reason to know what that means.
Well, I do have occultism, but
It'd be a bit of a stretch.
Give it a try. It doesn't matter. The name is not familiar to me, madam. But if you're not Fae and not an ally of the Master of Crows, then I have no beef with you.
Why have they come here?
Curiosity for the most part.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
This house has something of a dark reputation, and we were just wondering what was going on.
To what end is this darkness?
She says we followed the vibrations in the great web, followed them here. We seek answers to mysteries, questions we have not yet asked. We found strange patterns here.
I'm getting increasingly more interested.
Patterns of what?
Can you teach people to do this?
The Slayer came to destroy us. It was strong and fearless. We mated with it, then we consumed it.
Well, I got a pretty good idea how we're
Yep.
gonna see Divino out of the game.
Well, or the predecessor,
What
or
was
Divino's
what was
predecessor.
the dude's name? Yeah, what was that guy's name again? It was some weird
Dara Campbell.
Dara. Campbell.
Divino at this point is, let's see, how would you go about, like, just, would it be relatively easy to replace the ball in the rifle?
You are
Okay.
gonna try to kill her.
I'm not gonna try, I
So-
just want to be prepared, because that doesn't sound like how I want the day to go.
So you could, if you've, depends on what you got it loaded with. So if you've only got it loaded with one ball, you could ram another ball down, and the charge would be a little underpowered, but it'd basically be double shot.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just take out one of the silver balls and just kind of just plop that down the barrel.
Seeing Divino,
By default,
Yeah.
it carries that single shot round. That's just what I keep. I'll keep the default per SOP.
seeing
He
Divino
just-
do
yeah.
that, I will draw my sword. Divino, or what's going on? Why are we?
Okay,
Becoming
Well,
hold on.
she just
hold
said
on a
she
second.
make.
Now, you guys were going into the devil's house, so if it's, it might have occurred to you to load the silver before you came in.
Well, I want to say no because Divino's still not too sure about it. Like the
Okay.
only time he's seen the silver shot was in the church, and that was against a relatively normal person. Granted,
Far
the
as you
music
could
and
tell.
stuff was weird, but like, yeah, there wasn't any physically aberrant characteristics. But crazy woman talking about things he doesn't know. There's something different here. Well, might as well time to see if the dude was speaking the truth or not. And so then once he gets in there, then he'll put the silver shot in.
You're gonna get us eaten.
As you bring up the weapon to load the shot in, the woman in the shadows disintegrates in front of you.
Ah!
All right, I will definitely draw my
And-
sword, and one of my pistols at that is like, what?
And collapses
All right,
into thousands of spiders that scatter throughout the cave, covering the floor.
That should be a fright
I'd
check.
say.
Doing great.
Fright check. -5.
Great.
Alias.
Better out than in.
Sorry.
I think I'm gonna luck that. I don't want to fail by 7.
Could be fun.
Ha ha!
I mean,
I
5-4 is still going to be. Hey, you could end up with like me with a major delusion.
Or a phobia
That
of
seems
spiders.
rather odd.
Okay, I'll take that fail by 2. 2 is better than 7.
Hurl.
I don't know if I see this as
25 seconds.
barf.
Minus health.
Yeah, I don't like that one. That doesn't work here. Reroll.
You could say it's probably like hyperventilating more than retching.
Well, you could go with that if you wanted, I guess.
What?
Can't
What?
catch your
What?
breath.
What? So 25 minus 12, that gives me 13 seconds of doing the what's going on? What's going on? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Fatigue. Damn it.
Wow.
And seconds of
Yeah.
stun. Also not great.
We missing anybody?
Divino still has to make his the result
Table.
check. So you failed by 2, so you'll add 2 to your to the roll.
Getting sorted.
Sorry, I had to step away for a moment, but roll at +2 on the fright table coming up.
I forget the penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh wow!
Not too shabby.
new
Oh,
quirk.
and
Yeah.
5. This is
There's
one of-
quirk.
There's a quirk.
Yeah, totally arachnophobia.
At least it's quirk level.
Yeah, so you only have to roleplay it. It doesn't actually make you do something. However, I can't remember what the penalties are, if any, for being below half fatigue points.
Nothing.
Ah, good.
You're only. It's just like health, so it's only at a third or less than
Great.
a third. Okay, well that happened. So
Meanwhile, Spencer's
Davino
like,
started.
that was interesting.
Davino started waving the weapon around in the process of trying to load a silver ball, and then the spiders got all over everything, and they crawled on you a little bit, and you're a little freaked. Some of you more than others.
I am unmoved.
Now what?
What does she mean by like mate than eat? Really? Like, what does she mean, man? What does that mean?
Let's see. So the three other people are basically freaking the hell out right now.
Yeah, that's actually going to take a little time.
I'm trying to figure out what the heck would I try to do here.
Well, reason with it?
Possibly, but Davino already acted aggressively, and it's as far as it's concerned. Maybe do the whole. If it please you, madam, if we simply walk away from here, no harm, no foul, or whatever the 1725 British equivalent of that is. I mean, you know, ill, and he and Mr. Pelange here is, well, clearly doesn't know what he's about. He should have listened to his monkey.
It's almost always the case.
Let me see.
Listen to the monkey.
This time from behind Spencer, sort of off to the different side. I hear the voice again. It said it would not destroy us.
Wait, it as in me, or as in Mr. Pelange here? I have no beef with you, and he
No
clearly
beef.
overreacted. I don't know what the equivalent would be that they would have they would use.
You might say no quarrel with you instead
No
of
quarrel.
beef.
Quarrel.
Yes, no quarrel.
There you go.
There you go. That's the word that I was looking for, but words are hard.
Spencer attempts a reassurance.
Yep.
He's talking to it.
Yeah, and I'm Spencer's pretty much calm at this point. Hasn't gone for the weapon or anything. Then he's also probably I don't know if he's aware that his pistol's empty.
Claude's looking up at the chute that we fell down, thinking, maybe I should just go.
I don't know. There's like two or three big openings over there too that we can just run out towards the sea.
Probably full of spiders. I'm looking at the chute.
So from behind Spencer off to the side, he hears that voice again. And he can just make out the silhouette on the wall, sort of up a bit. And she says, "We touched the Slayer's great weapon and sensed its path. We returned the weapon to its room to be found, to continue its journey. We saw that you had come this day. You are at the center of a strange web not of the weaver's making. We will watch you to discover its maker.
Bargained well and done, madam.
This one will give us its hand. It will give it freely and it will not be harmed."
Wait,
Spencer will think about that and then offer his hand.
Oh,
Wow.
Spencer, what are you doing? Spencer, what are you doing?
And from then on, we called him Lefty.
I give you my word, madam, and I am a man. I am a gentleman. Mr.
The,
Belange, please lower your weapon.
sort of in the middle, in mid-sentence, the shadow flash steps out and
Oh, can you
bites
teach me that?
bites you on the arm, and then quickly withdraws back to the shadow.
Oh man!
Ow.
And
Thanks,
yeah,
Jessica.
it's you're definitely bleeding now.
Yep, Claude's going for the shoot.
This is going to be great, though. I'm going to suddenly, tomorrow I'm going to wake up with abs and be able to climb walls, and my forearms are going to start itching.
And the shadow says, "We have tasted its essence. We can find it wherever it goes."
A tad bit disturbing, but
It may leave us now. And as she
Can
says that,
take its allies.
you see the shadow apparently had its eyes closed over there, and she opens her eyes, but there are 8. And
Huh.
you're pretty sure you saw more than one set of arms.
Huh. What a
Fright check.
fascinating day this has been. Again?
This one's a -4. Anybody who failed the last one gets a extra -1.
So, important point. Claude is climbing the chute and not looking that direction at all.
I'll give you that. Until she
Because-
hears everybody screaming.
No, she decided to peace because there might be screaming.
Booyah!
So if they're screaming, Claude's just going to be like, yep,
Oh,
I knew it. I'm out.
Davino, oh no!
Back to
I
the
suppose-
4x7. It's come around.
I suppose Spencer could have gotten a bonus for being prepared for that sort of.
Oh my goodness!
Spencer succeeded
Oh,
by
jeez.
2.
He's done.
Oh man!
Oh,
You're gonna have to drag his ass out of here.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna, first aid him awake.
Okay, here's my D1 fatigue. Oh, good.
Oh, that was Payne that did that.
Yep, and
Oh, no, that
then
was the
one
second
second.
You know in Bugs Bunny when he would get scared and turn completely white and go, he, dee, dirt. That's DeVito.
Yeah.
Some monster hunter you are! Fighting all over the place.
It's
Thanks for the birds.
It sort of withdrew into the shadow at that point, but a second later, you see a web-covered book and some miscellaneous items attached to it, sort of tossed out of the shadows at your feet.
Oh.
Hey!
Well, yeah, you're stunned.
Oh, no,
You're
I
like
know.
and it's like, well, I thank you for your hospitality and kindness, madam. If you'll give me a few moments, I have to wake up my associate here. He was overcome by your generosity.
The Slayer left behind a journal book. It knew so many things, yet it had no answers. You will take it now. It is part of the path.
I will indeed, and perhaps I will find some of these answers.
And you're pretty sure just after that, sort of down further into the cave, there's a bit of light back there, and you're pretty sure you saw a huge freaking spider shadow sort of walking around like Shelob sized.
I have to slap Randall on the shoulder as I'm going over towards Davino, and it's like, what a fascinating day this has been, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
yeah.
get it over with.
Yeah,
I
fascinating.
I cannot
Words
wait
real
to
pretty
read this
shit
journal
now,
of his.
man.
Fascinating. That's an interesting word you use, Mr. Spencer.
Your
Fascinating.
Your Britishness is failing you.
I totally think I'm
Fascinating.
gonna have to pick up fearlessness and like rule of 15 and stuff like that for Spencer.
It would be nice if I had actually succeeded, because I might actually go with that same route. But no.
Well,
Failing like this.
I mean, you could get numb to it.
You wanted to go to the haunted house.
Well, it's not quite haunted. It's infested.
Leave it alone. It's fine.
Claude, Claude apparently is going to precede everybody out of the cave.
We're gonna
Whichever way
find
you go.
Claude out there.
Nope.
Gonna find Claude out there with the monkey, and both of them are getting drunk. Nope.
You look back at the cottage and realize it doesn't look like it did. It's all ruined, like it's been abandoned for decades.
Utterly fascinating. Man,
The
have to start. Yeah,
fascinating.
grilling Davino about that gun.
Well, you probably want to spend some time with Davino in that book too. Davino's the Slayer. Hey, it says right here your job is to do such and such.
That if you
I totally took
sweep
the stuff.
sweep the webs away from the book there.
I want to try to keep some of the webs.
It is definitely the journal of Dara Campbell, and also some of the other stuff. There's like some holy symbols and like a vial of something, and that looks like a finger bone.
Well, surely this is not a hand of glory. It's not enough. You need an entire hand.
So,
I'll catch up with you guys later. I have some stress to work off. Apparently, I'll take that bottle.
and you know what's going to happen is you're totally going to see a spider while you're right in the middle of it, and you're going to freak.
No, I'm sorry, my lady. It was such a fascinating day.
Yeah, well, I'm going to make Palanje wake him up. Before
you're
we
gonna
obviously get out.
Oh well, yeah. I guess if you got enough time, you can actually.
I
wake
don't
him
have
up.
first aided, because one of the things that I do carry is the
Smelling salts.
which one is it? The physician's kit, which is definitely going to have at
I
least
thought that
some
was
sort
like
of
30 pounds.
Not the physician's kit, no.
Oh,
That's
right. That was a
the
part
medical
of it.
chest. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, now what?
Well,
I would say it is actually the sun is just going down.
I'm also going to have to attend my bleeding hand and see if I get spider powers.
It's not too bad.
Wrap it up. You
Where's
seem a little
the-
pale there, Mr. Palanje.
You are feeling a little lightheaded,
Mr.
though.
Lucroy.
Spencer is, I mean.
It's not a.
Who are you talking to? Claude is nowhere near.
I mean, well, after we left.
Claude is back to the ship before
Yeah,
you.
assholes and
well
elbows.
before.
That's,
Yeah.
He,
Claude is
he noped,
gone.
he noped back to the ship.
Noped all the way
It
home.
was just a big
And he may have-
spider.
And he may have told everybody at the ship that you guys are all dead and to leave now.
Oh, that would be awesome.
This little piggy went nope, all the way home.
Speaking of, not the nope, the leaving. You have goods loaded, and you have provisions loaded. Technically, you are ready to go.
Except
So
for I'm
you
not
could
there.
leave in the morning.
Well, I
except
will
for
be
you're
there.
not being there.
That's the quote I was looking. I've been looking for it all this time.
I know.
Scooby-Doo teaches us that ghosts are not real, and the real monsters are human.
I will definitely make my way back to said merchant and
You gonna go
take the
through
bottle?
that bottle of rum first.
well, I'll take a heavy swig, try and compose myself, and then
Arrangements for the evening. So last we went over it, the plan was, well, actually that happened last night, to sleep on the ship. You guys doing that again?
Yeah, I have
You
no
guys
reason not
making
to.
any reconnaissance arrangements
Reconnaissance arrangements. How do you mean?
well,
regarding the rum jack?
I suspect that Spencer is probably going to be possibly fighting with Palanje over this book.
I don't think Palanje even knows the book is there.
Well, I'm not going to lie to him. Just, let him know what the giant spider said. Why is he shuddering every time I said, the Anasazi lady?
It's not
Miss-
natural, man.
Miss
It's not natural.
Anasazi.
She didn't say Anasazi, did she?
Well, technically, she said
Dark
Anansi.
one. Anansi? Okay.
Yeah, Anasazi is.
Well, it's.
I know what an Anasazi is.
Totally different.
Actually, no, it isn't.
Really?
It's just how you pronounce it.
Oh.
Actually, Anasazi, technically Native American tribes, I think.
Correct.
No, not that. No,
Southwest.
that's different.
Yeah, that is different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it is. That's totally different then.
Not Anasazi.
Anansi, yeah.
Ananasi
Yeah.
is the word I was thinking of.
Ah, okay.
Too many same syllables in the same word.
Right. Well, he's gonna let
Stupid
Falange
mouths.
know, and then suggest, or at least offer to look through the book quickly.
Just a word on mechanical stuff there. That will allow you, if you research it, to put points in Hidden Lore Monster Hunters.
Fuck yeah, I want to do that.
Heck yeah. Well,
And probably drive you mad.
Well,
you know.
already there.
Right, so,
She had very lovely
two
eyes.
things. Well, first thing, when are you
8
leaving?
of them.
Actually,
we also,
let me not ask that question yet. I'll back up. First question. Hayden and Rogers had the opportunity to talk to the Princess Mary and their captain. Are you going to discuss anything other than pleasantries, or do you have something you want to do with them?
They are not going in our direction, are they?
They are going exactly in your direction.
Okay, well then we will explain the situation with Runjak.
some of it probably.
Not all the detail. The basic situation. And see if we can negotiate a convoy.
Okay, so in that case, they will tell you that they're planning on getting provisions here, and that's going to take them a couple of days. So if you want a convoy, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. If that's okay
Well, we're
with
not
you.
really in a hurry, are we?
No, not really.
Not necessarily. So do you wait the extra time?
I'm good with waiting the extra time. And
Maybe give the crew some time ashore.
On
Sure.
Spider Island? No thanks.
you come
Miss
back with
Anansi was fine.
your wild ghost stories, and Hayden says you're pulling my leg. You guys
No.
are all in on this. You just pulled my leg.
Well, Claude's not telling anybody, but if the others are
To
talking,
be fair,
go ahead.
you guys didn't see
To be
anything
fair.
but shadows in there.
That's not true.
It could have been your
Your
eyes could have been playing tricks on you.
I saw eyes, I saw more than one arm, and I saw a woman melt.
It
into
was
spiders.
just the light playing tricks on you, and your imaginations have run wild.
She seemed like a perfectly pleasant young lady.
Until
Yeah,
she
one
turned
that
into
turns
10,000 spiders.
Eh.
So? All women are difficult about some things.
I can't argue that.
You're not wrong.
I'm like, well,
Perhaps it was her time of the month, sir.
oh my
now,
god.
come
Turn
on.
into spiders? Yes, isn't that what they do every month?
Oh my god.
That's going too far.
Well,
Oh,
17th
God.
century or 18th century medicine, you know?
All right. So the plan is then to wait the extra time and convoy with the Princess Mary.
Might also
And Rogers and Hayden will also be sitting down and formulating a trap.
that could
Gotcha.
be where you need to reach out to the actual Navy.
So
Okay.
we'll formulate the trap plan before contacting the Navy. So we'll pour over maps and say if we'll travel this way, and if we could have His Majesty's ship waiting over here, and then after we've got a basic plan, then we'll go and talk to the guy that doesn't like Hayden.
Right. Okay. So first off, I need 1d3 in the box.
How do you do a D3?
I think you can actually right-click on the D6.
You used to be able to,
Can
but
you
I
not?
don't think you can.
No, I guess not.
So,
But you can just roll a d6. Everybody knows it's 1, 2
Yeah.
is 1, 3.
I was just gonna. It's not in the box. Is that everybody?
Just one, somebody.
It's,
And
you know, I'd
nobody's
Nothing in the
rolling
box
it in the
yet.
box.
I'd use the fate die. You know, it's like where
There
it's
we
like blank is 1.
I kept
Plus
missing
is
for some
2.
reason.
You may have an image that's overlapping it or something. Okay, so while you guys were out, Rogers and Hayden will have discussed with the Princess Mary the idea of convoy. They said they're going to be leaving as soon as they can get provisions and everything. So you'll have to wait for them. You don't know how long it's going to be. You can guess it's going to be a couple of days, but they're going to try to put some heat on it. They weren't here to do anything fancy, so that is going to take you guys to dark when the rest of them come back from the Devil House with their wild stories. So
Everybody but Randall.
I'm going to take a wild leap and say you guys meet up at the Anchor and Chain to discuss next steps.
I'm reading Palange's book, so I'm not really. That means when we are doing the discussion stuff, I am definitely going to be absent-minded, noticing stuff while distracted.
Oh, Spencer is going to be absolutely absorbed in that shit.
And I will not be there.
He's got. In fact, he's going to be making notes in his own little. Because I did purchase a pocket notebook thing, and yeah, he carries that around. So he's going to be making his own notes in that.
And so Sir Randall is concluding his business with the merchants.
Merchant.
Nope. Both of them.
Oh.
So, you
We had a
guys,
very good time.
Very good.
your lodgings for the evening, are you doing the same thing, going back to the ship and all that?
I see no reason not to.
So the next question then is, when is Hayden going to reach out to Captain Lockhart? Or is he going to do that?
Hayden will, and it'll be that night.
Okay, so soon. Alright, you can attempt to get a meeting. Let's see. Lieutenant Bull had already offered to arrange a meeting, or did he? No. Did he do that?
No, he was going to let them know that the
Right,
Rum Jack was trouble.
Right. Okay. So he'll come back by later in the evening, see that you guys are there. Said, "Hey, by the way, I told Captain Lockhart that some acquaintance of his wanted to meet with him, and I didn't get his name. And he said you can drop by the fort tonight."
Is the captain someone that Rogers knows?
Rogers does not know him. Nope, that's totally just you.
Alright, so I will let everyone know that I'm going to go meet with the captain, and he'll say, if I'm not back by dawn, something
Look
bad
for
has
me in the
happened.
stocks.
I never showed you the picture. Technically, the surprise is
It's the surprise? Really?
No, that's not the surprise. But the surprise is, I think it's technically unrated, but I think it has the same number of guns as a 6th rate. There's some fuzziness in how they get called what they get called, but it's about the same size.
The ship in. You're saying the surprise is the same size as the Pelican?
Yes.
Okay,
That is what I'm
I
saying.
tracked now. Damn, he's only a lieutenant and he's in charge of that? Should be
No.
at least an actual captain.
No, that was his lieutenant.
Okay.
Normally
See
a ship that
previously
size.
mentioned comment about him not paying attention because he's distracted by this book.
Exactly. Now, normally a ship that size will not have an actual post captain. It will have a commander at most. In this case, he referred to him as captain, so chances are he's actually... There are exceptions when they will put a post captain on a 6th rate. They call them post ships, but that's about 30 years in the future. They don't actually do that yet. At any rate.
We're all savoir-faire military. Is it customary in such a meeting as this to bring the first officer?
I don't think it would be a surprise necessarily. I think that doesn't sound unusual to me. I wonder how that would affect the conversation, seeing as his beef is with you specifically.
Well, as long as I suspect, it depends on. I would think it would depend on that guy, because if he comes in, if it's like he's all business.
Up to you, I suppose.
Well, the invitation for Rogers to come along is there. It'll be up to Rogers whether he wants to or not.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely go. Rogers is chummy. He likes to meet people.
True. Well, at the very least, there are going to be a lot of people there.
There might even be a duel.
Fort Willoughby, by the way. It's the one out on the point in the prospect image. You will go to the specified office and find Captain Henry Lockhart there.
Jerkface.
As you enter Captain Lockhart's office, you can immediately see that your presence has pricked at an old wound from his frowning visage.
Why is he wearing an army uniform?
He isn't. It's your imagination. But as expected, he hides his ire behind a mask of politeness and propriety, as befits an officer of His Majesty's Navy.
Make sure to say, "Sir."
His desk is full of papers, which will undoubtedly provide him a suitable excuse to end the conversation when it fails his interest. So,
Is his current position and posting, would it be considered somewhat prestigious, or is it like the dead end posting?
Okay, so first, if he's only just now making post captain, it's taken a while for him to get there. And second, that is a bit of a small ship for a post captain, and you look at his uniform and he's clearly post captain. On the other hand, sometimes that's just how it goes.
Yeah, because
and a lot of people who deserve to be captain never make captain at all.
And like Phil was saying, the war is over, so he's probably lucky he's not on the beach drawing half pay.
He's damn lucky he's not on the beach drawing half pay.
Well, then Hayden's first words will be, "You look well, Henry."
And you, sir? You're out of uniform, sir.
Yes, I retired last... What season are we in? We're in winter.
I guess it would have been a couple of months ago.
I retired in the summer. I don't know if you have heard, but my health is not well.
Well, he does profess some sorrow at hearing that you are unwell, and he knows that you showed a lot of promise back in the day. He does appear to be gritting his teeth a little as he says it, though. So tell me, what brings you here?
I'm not sure if you have been informed, but I am captain of a ship in port here by the name of the Graceful Dame. And your lieutenant has told me that he brought you news of the Rumjack, which is also berthed in port.
Ah, yes, that matter. Well, I don't see what we can do about it without any sort of proof as to their intentions.
Well, we intend to set sail in a couple of days, along with the whatever it was called, Princess Mary, and intend to convoy to St. Kitts.
If I may speak with your permission.
Of course.
Well, it was more to Captain Henry as our host than to you.
My apologies, Henry. This is my first officer, Lieutenant Rogers.
Well met, sir.
Pleased to meet you. Regarding their intentions, we have had a run-in with the crew of this ship before. They attempted to set fire to our ship.
And another.
Through nighttime sabotage. So we suspect that they will continue their efforts.
And you also engaged them in actual physical combat.
Well.
At one point.
Yeah, I'll add that too. Good point. They have proven that they wish us ill, and here they are following us.
Well, what would you have His Majesty's service do for you?
Benefit from their crimes by taking them as your prize.
Well, we can't very well attack the British flag without cause. And we have but your word.
It's probably at this point that Hayden will sort of divulge the plan that he and Rogers have sort of worked out.
Yeah, of trapping them into attacking us in a place.
Right.
Where, yeah.
And you guys do realize that the Princess Mary is going to be a bit slower, so if you guys are doing convoy, you're going to be keeping up with them. So you're not going to be able to outrun.
Incorporated that.
I guess that role there could serve as the planning.
Okay.
Yeah, if they were most likely to attack, this is where they'd do it when they have the winds and.
Right. So you're laying out your strategy. Well, let's see.
And then Hayden has some diplomacy, so he's going to be using that to basically rattle off all the pros from taking this ship as a prize if they do indeed attack, which Hayden's fairly certain they probably will. So he'll give details as to how many guns she's got and whatever else he knows.
All right. So your actual... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You first.
I was just going to say I'll use savoir-faire naval to make sure that we're pitching this as an opportunity for Captain Henry to improve his own station, not so much to help us, but obviously we want his help, but that it will be beneficial for him, which it will.
Okay, so I am going to consider the savoir-faire and the strategy, and that's 2 savoir-faires. So 3 points of assist. And what is your... So you're going to use diplomacy.
For a good reaction.
Well, this is a request for aid. And he's going to start out at bad, so you're definitely going to have to improve it.
Plus the bonuses.
And that was plus the bonuses.
And I would... this is opposed, right?
Yes.
Okay, so with you having not rolled yet, I would like to luck his roll in our favor, using Captain or Lieutenant Rogers' just charm and goodwill and naval experience and British stiff upper lip and all that.
Well, technically I already did roll. I just rolled early. And I don't think you're actually going to need it in this case, so...
Okay, well, up to you. I offered it.
Noted and vetoed on the grounds of you got it covered.
Understood.
So, you basically going to upgrade it a couple of steps, and he says, well, our orders are to patrol, and we are due to set sail anytime now, so I suppose we could follow you up. We are kind of going that direction anyway. No promises, but we'll keep an eye.
In the planning and strategy, because we don't want them to be sort of in sight of us when the Rumjack, initially moves to attack.
Right.
So would it be advantageous to have them ahead of us so that we sail into them and then they sail against the winds? towards us?
Okay,
Would that make things faster?
we haven't had the discussion yet, but hold on. Let me go ahead and pull up the map real quick. So, yada yada.
In essence, Hayden is working.
I know what I know where you're going.
It's beneficial for them to leave first or leave after.
Okay, so you guys are leaving from Barbados as marked. You'll notice that the path that you're headed on is crossing through those islands there, specifically Martinique and some of the other ones. So the path that you are going to end up plotting is going to have you crossing from the east side of the Antilles to the west side, right north of Dominica, which is there. So, your strategy could potentially be to have the Pelican take the inside route and actually meet where you guys cross over, because that seems like the point where you would be most vulnerable when you're attacking and all that. So we'll say it's probably something like that is what you're working toward.
Okay, so we'll pour over some maps and be pointing out, doing his tactics.
And Captain Lockhart will begrudgingly compliment you on your tactical abilities. See, you haven't lost your touch. You're always better at that stuff than I was. Well, you were always better at everything than I was.
Aww.
Damn you.
Duel!
Is this guy
Shut up.
a legitimately good officer?
He has got a huge stick up his ass, but other than that, you would say he's a fine officer otherwise. Nothing wrong with him, he just happened to be in your way at the time.
You were young and stupid.
We are all
ambitious.
at some point.
Mm-hmm. So, you guys have a plan, and he says he'll see about backing you up.
Very much appreciated.
All right, then. What else do we have? So that's going to be the bulk of your evening. Unless you have anything else to discuss with him.
No, but as we're leaving, Hayden will stop, and just before he leaves, and he says, "I do regret the paths that we have taken. You always were a very fine officer. I apologize."
He's gonna sniff.
Says,
I'm sniffing.
I accept your apology, sir. Would the apology could have occurred while we were still both in the service. Perhaps we could have sailed together.
Perhaps.
And we may yet. Good day, sir.
Do the tap of the heels, and nod. I don't think saluting is appropriate.
Well, a salute's just a hat tip anyway, so it's all kind of fuzzy at this point.
So he'll do the hat tip, just as a sign of respect.
Well, so you guys will retire to the ship.
Yep.
You guys will set up your watches, and you guys will make your perception observation checks. I will go ahead and take those in the box this time, just to be proper, I suppose. That's interesting. I only just noticed. I see all your die rolls in my dice color. Odd.
What is your dice color?
Cayenne?
That's weird.
Well,
Yeah, I just see a shadow. I don't see a color at all.
That's not a
Well,
color.
when you think about it, a roll in the box is actually the GM rolling, but we're actually just
That's
rolling
true.
off our sheet.
That's true. That actually makes sense. There you go. How about that?
What do you mean that's not a color?
Not a real color.
Phil doesn't know art color names
Nope.
or computer color names.
I was about to say, like, whether you're dealing with paint or light, that's a thing.
Well, yeah.
No, it's not.
I
It
only
is.
know man colours, and they're the ones in the rainbow. I don't know mauve and whatever the others are.
Apparently, you can't think of another one.
Nothing wrong with red,
Magenta?
blue, green, yellow, and orange.
Chartreuse.
That's not a color.
If it's on a crayon,
It
it's
is,
a color. Even Indian red is a color.
If it's on a
Burnt
crayon,
umber.
then it's a flavor for the Marines.
Right.
We
Color
love
or
the Marines.
flavor?
Well, you guys take your rotations through the night, and some of you are really, really, I don't know, I guess you're on edge. So you're very observant,
Probably
maybe
not
paranoid.
me.
Because I got 1 by 7 and 1 by 8, 1 by 6.
Mine's like a fail by 6, isn't it?
Okay, so as you rotate through the night, granted, it's dark, so you're only seeing these guys in shadows. And technically, the night watch should be running these guys off, but you definitely see you still got spotters. Probably a guy out in the crow's nest of the Rum Jack glassing you from there as well. They are definitely keeping an eye out, but they don't make a move, or at least not one that you actually detected, and you feel pretty good about your coverage.
I say, Mr. Palange, have you actually read this book? It's fascinating.
No, I haven't. You've had it this entire time.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
Let's see.
Well, I had started a reread, so I guess I should probably give it to you at this point.
Please, I would very much like to actually find out what's there.
So on the
I may have made some notes as I corrected his atrocious spelling.
You wrote in the book?
In this separate book, right?
well, it's just a dead guy's notebook, honestly. He doesn't need it anymore.
I do.
Or does he?
I still
might-
need it.
He might come back looking for it.
Well, I thought he was eaten.
Hey, some shows death is sort of a temporary setback. Well, the
Or an eternal inconvenience.
the 21st, it's Sunday, and the Princess Mary works throughout the morning, and it looks like they're going to be probably ready by noon to set sail. And given the nature of the port here, I think it's going to be safe for them to depart. Not going to worry about the tides or anything.
Actually Saturday, or is it Sunday?
Sunday.
Then why does it say the date is Saturday?
That's... Wait a minute, did I give you the wrong date?
I think you gave me the wrong date.
I may have actually given you the wrong date. Right, because we started on the 18th, so yesterday was 19th. Today's 20th. Yeah, Saturday. Anyway, the rest of it stays the same. So, apparently they work pretty fast to get the provisions loaded, so good for them. And one of Cox's men will come over and let you know in the noonish that it looks like they're going to be prepared to set sail whenever we're ready.
And we're ready, so pass on that message.
Start getting us ready for boating.
So while you guys are about to start clearing the mooring lines and all that stuff, there's a guy come running up the pier.
Oh, actually, I would love to write a letter and to the Drumjack and basically kind of, provoke them.
Okay. Well, how would you do that?
I hope
me,
I hope a handsome so and so is in good health.
Let's hold on to that thought. If you want to do that, I'm going to say you can do that. I'll figure out mechanically what to do with that later, because there is a way you can try to provoke somebody and use words to do it. I like
Roses
the cut of
are
that
red.
jib right there.
Violets are blue. the rum jack is as seaworthy as a shoe full of stew.
Ooh.
You could probably do better than that, though.
I'm definitely making some kind of quip about handsome Jack either not being handsome anymore or, inquiring upon his
Ooh.
health.
Now that might work.
Ouch.
Well, we may have to
Wasn't
may
as
have to take the
handsome as
details
I
to the boards.
remember him.
He's slightly more handsome now that he can breathe through his forehead.
Oh, there you go. But yes, I do wish to provoke them to ensure that they come and want to wish us ill.
We will consider that having been done. How are you going to deliver that?
We'll send a letter.
Just write the note. Find some kid to send it over to the ship.
Pretty much.
You guys will notice as you guys are preparing to cast off that the rum jack looks like they're starting to get busy as well, so surprising no one. But as I said, you guys start making the prep, and a guy runs up the pier and asks, this is the graceful dame, yes?
It is.
I wish to speak to your captain.
Who's asking?
I am Mr. Atwell. I have a post I'd like you to deliver.
I'll find Hayden and tell him that there's a Mr. Atwell hoping to secure transport for post.
Well, we'll go meet him. What is the nature of your post?
He pulls a letter out of his shirt and asks politely that if you should find yourselves in Nassau at some point in the near future, if this letter could be delivered to a man there named Reynard Adler. He is a man of similar build and complexion to himself with red hair, and could be found at tavern that he names.
You've got a mission. You got a new quest.
Side quest.
Side quest.
And he hands you a shilling and says that the recipient will give you another shilling upon receipt.
How come I don't see the quest in the quests window?
Is there a quest window?
Yes, there is a quest window.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually have that open.
Got
Oh,
it.
yeah. No, that's just like a story thing, isn't it?
No, it's an actual
I mean,
quest.
as far mechanically, I think that's just a story thing. How does that work?
So you should put the quest in there and put the details of the quest in there.
Like that?
Just like that.
I can
Now I have to
potentially
turn the
expound
quest
on
list.
that.
Gotta add another one.
Of course, sir. We shall take your mail, your post.
I was going to say a shilling for taking a letter that distance is a little over what you probably would normally pay. 2 shillings is definitely more.
Well, at least he didn't wait until you took the letter and said, "You've been served."
Spencer actually will notice that he has a bit of a bandage on his neck.
If Hayden knows that
Sorta.
a shilling is excessive,
A little.
then he'll make the comment. He'll say, "Sir, a shilling is a little excessive for post. Are you sure?"
It's fine. It's fine.
Very well.
I didn't want to make change. No, I was going to say that he's got a bandage on his neck, but it's sort of half hidden by his cravat.
Do I really notice that? Because,
Well, he
easily
might forget about it
distracted.
5 minutes later, but
Bandage on his neck is a bright sunny day.
actually, yeah, it is kind of.
He's not sparkling. Well, not sparkling and not
No,
burning.
he is not sparkling nor burning.
Just checking.
It's it's a fair point.
If we get sparkling vampires, I'm going to be busy for the next 5 Saturdays.
Yeah, but what if they're only sparkling because you doused them in gasoline and set them on fire?
Well, after you take the post and the money, say thank you very much and well met, sir. Bon voyage.
Good day to you.
I would have clumped
Now.
him over the head and dragged him with us. No, I'm joking.
Actually, in your quest, is it a formatable text? As in, can you create a link?
No, I don't believe it is actually. It's a box. It's a text field.
So if you type in that, if you right click in that text field,
Oh,
do you
wait,
get
no,
the
it
options?
has it has paragraph types.
Yeah, so add a paragraph type
Okay.
which is a link, and then drop the image of Mr. Adwell into it.
Yeah, let me see if that'll work. Actually, I may not need to do that. Ah, there you go.
I think you need to
do I
reshare it.
Probably need to reshare it. How about now?
Yep.
There you go.
Neat.
Cool.
I wish I had known about that.
Well, you do now.
Doesn't matter now. I'm not running consops.
What do you mean? We've used the quest before. I think it was Mark that used it.
Well, I'm just thinking.
What?
I'm thinking mostly of the whole hey, drop the image link in there. I didn't think of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could drop images into any of the story or quest stuff.
Yeah, I know those could.
Well, you could drop anything. It doesn't need to be images. It could be items, NPCs, anything really.
While you guys are getting everybody aboard and underway, Mr. Sherd enters the boat with a bag over his shoulder. And when you ask what's in the bag, he opens it and shows that he's got a whole bunch of bananas.
Fair enough.
And the
that
monkey goes postal.
You all face palm because bananas on the ship are bad luck.
Is that true?
Apparently.
What?
There's an actual reason for it, but I don't know what it is.
Well, he's
Tarantulas?
slipping on banana peels?
I don't know. But yeah, everybody's like, ah.
I don't know
What have
anything
you done?
about it.
Well, you do now. Well, what? Do I throw them overboard? Seems like a waste.
Eat them all.
Keep them in your bunk.
Seriously? People were that dumb? Bananas are bad luck. Really?
No, there's a reason for it. I can't remember what it is. But any of the bad luck superstitions are just superstitions. It's a superstition.
I know.
Are people that dumb? Seriously, you can ask that.
I'm going to tell Red we missed him, when we went to the murder house.
No, you didn't miss me. I was hiding.
But it was really fascinating.
I don't in particular generally find myself at murder houses. That's
wasn't
not a
really
thing
a
that I
murder
do.
house. I would be like walking with him and telling him about it.
Oh, we saw a giant spider creature. Yeah, that's
What's
not
really
helping.
a murder house? There was a trap door, and we slid down into this cave, and there was this very lovely lady who apparently everybody was freaking out about for some reason.
I didn't even catch the trapdoor spider reference until just now.
Right. So obviously the Princess Mary is also weighing anchor and standing out to sea. And let's see, I need to deal with the plotting of the new course. So this will be something that you got together with Master Cox, the Princess Mary, and sorted the details out according to the plan that you had already discussed with Captain Lockhart as well. So for that, navigation, it's going to be a -1 for distance and a -1 for the currents, and the other bonuses that you typically get.
Which was +2 for equipment. So net 0.
Yeah.
Did we work out whether the vehicle bond will come into effect here?
I don't think we actually had that discussion, but I don't believe that's going to apply to navigation, only to control. Which, in your case, would also count for ship handling, I would say.
So with +2 for equipment and +1 for assist,
+1 for
that'll
the
be
assist.
up by 6.
Yeah. All right, so noted. And Cox is on board with the with that plot, and they will lead you guys out. So yeah, as I said before, this is going to take you north by northwest on the Atlantic side of the Windward Islands, which the seas are a bit rougher on that side. And then turning in across the north coast of Dominica, and then straight on to St. Kitts. And you will be passing pretty much the entire Lesser Antilles on the way.
See you later, Wedge.
No, Wedge is a Greater Antilles.
That's true. See
So,
you later, Ramus.
For the record, if anything, if for any reason you feel the need, the first island you're going to come across there is Martinique, excuse me, which is basically the French capital in the Caribbean. Dominica is an English territory, if I'm not mistaken, and then Guadeloupe is another French one on the way.
This map, is it period?
Yes.
Because all the
Pretty
British
close.
ports are shaded.
Yeah, I know that's typically a later thing that you see, but this is a pretty close. I don't remember exactly. I think it may be like 1750s or something like that.
So it might not be accurate for when we're playing.
Like, not exactly accurate, but close. No, I had a date on this thing. Yeah, I don't know where it is. But yeah, in the case of pretty much all these maps, take it with a grain of salt. There may be inaccuracies. At any rate,
Look
you're going
at
to be passing a lot of...
Florida, a little overweight.
Well, yeah, obviously. Obviously, there are going to be some inaccuracies in that regard. And bear in mind, I've got Google Earth over here, so whatever I'm drawing up as far as the actual mileage and everything goes, that is accurate.
So our maps are inaccurate, but we are sailing on the real world seas.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Okay. Yeah, so, like I said, there's plenty of civilization to some degree or another on your way. And also, you guys, the currents are very strong through here, but they just happen to be going the same direction you are for the most part, so that's helping. And let's see, this is the 20th I said. So you got a gentle northerly breeze? Is that right? No, that's not right. Yeah, coming from the east. Moderate. Pretty strong. Nice day, though. And let's see, have I missed anything?
1732.
Is it? Where
That
did you
map,
see it?
yeah. I googled it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I thought it was close, just not that close. I think that was the closest one I could find that was of a sufficient size to make it useful.
Yeah, I googled the map of the West Indies, and then I found the guy's name, Herman Mall.
Right.
Yeah, Herman Mall, the geographer.
You'd think they'd
All right.
actually have the date on the map.
But some of them do, some of them don't. I think that one may actually have the date on there somewhere. I just don't remember where. It's huge, so I have to pan around a lot to find it.
Well, I did pan around. I didn't see the date. Doesn't mean it's not there.
I knew the date was around the right period, but I couldn't remember where I saw that. I should make a note of that somewhere. I started making a note of the dates on all the maps I was using.
Hey, our flag has the right flag.
Well, yes, no.
Did you manip that? Because I don't think
No.
I've seen that image before.
No, I've got a few of those actually. I've been rotating through them. Yeah, so you guys get underway for St. Kitts, and as you guys are exiting the
Hey, Gal.
bay, you will look back and see that the Rumjack is also clearing port.
Salute as we sail by.
And with that, cut to black. Cue the music. Roll the credits.
Nice.
Yeah, slightly early, but it works out better right
But
there.
it worked out nicely.
All right. So, we have one character point for everybody. We also have stability So there was a bunch of fright checks that failed. But if I recall correctly, that was -1 stability for every 3 of failure. So I don't think anybody's going to have more than a handful.
Yeah, I think that would have been 2 for me. 1
so
for
you're
each.
probably going to clear those overnight. So I'm going to say we won't record that because you will have dealt with it one way or another. Some had more interesting dealings with it.
Yep.
I was fine.
Claude was outie.
Let's see. Yeah, and then Claude got some. So whoever has Claude, go ahead and clear that. Or actually, you don't have to. I can clear that.
Players can't clear the owner,
Thought
so
they
you have to
could.
do it anyway.
You can only
whatever.
release. You can't clear owner.
Oh, I think I meant release, and I guess you don't have to release it for me to clear it. Yeah, so any business post?
I am spending 3 points.
Right.
I'm going to add Rule of 15 perk and Fearlessness 1.
What is Rule of
okay.
15?
It just means I no longer am going to be capped at basically 13 for fright checks.
Oh.
He's moving the cap on fright checks. Is that listed as cinematic or supernatural or anything like that? I don't recall.
Which one?
The Rule of 15. I think it's a meta rule.
No. I'm looking at it in power-ups. There's no thing there next to it.
Okay. Well, I'll presume that's okay until I find out otherwise.
I would like to increase my carousing based on what not to do, and my sex appeal by what to do.
Well, you're getting some practice anyway, and you've got one in another port, so you're doing your job.
How long will it take
oh my God.
for the hidden lore?
Oh no, I'm gonna keep that to myself. Never mind. I got a good joke for later though. What were you saying?
How long will it take study of the doohickey for the hidden lore?
Oh, right. Well, I don't have a particular time period in mind, but I guess it depends on how fast he can read. And it's not going to be a huge book. It's a smaller journal, probably about the same size as the one you have.
So it's entirely possible I may be able to just copy everything he has into my own, and then study that.
Or just copy the important bits. Yeah, so I would say I'd give it a week.
Okay.
And call it good.
Cool.
And that's going to go for basically anybody who wants to borrow the book and read it,
well,
but specifically Palanche.
Yeah, I suspect Spencer probably reads faster than Palanche does.
Now,
most likely.
Now, Davino did take some time to actually go over it.
I went to university. I don't know if he did.
My university was the ocean.
Yep, he went to the School of Hard Knocks.
Or
Literally.
The School of Wet Knocks, I guess. Salty you. Now, Davino did go through it a little bit, at least skim it.
Ah, okay. In that case, I'd like to point.
I'm asking the question. Did he actually get it from Spencer and actually skim it?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
yeah, he did.
Okay. I would like to if I could have pulled Spencer away from it for long enough.
Well, like I said, he's probably going to be copying down the whole thing into his own, because this dude had atrocious spelling and crap.
I was just going to tell you that it does, as part of everything that it contains, contain the history of that gun.
Oh, sweet.
And so I'll probably do it next week, but you'll get your opportunity to do your deduction roll to find out what the next step is.
Okay.
In the proposed naval combat and stuff that you're going to use, does strategy come into it at all? Like as in mass combat?
Don't see any reason why not. I don't know right off the top of my head where that would come in, but more than likely what it would do is affect the starting conditions of the fight. So, for example, if you have good strategy, then you might end up starting with the weather gauge, where you might not otherwise.
So, turn for turn, seaman or ship handling is probably going to be used more in combat than the strategy.
Yes, I think that would be accurate. Tactics, I think, would still apply, though, potentially, if you're trying to pull a fast one on them or something.
Tactics is going to be your real time, whereas strategy is going to be the overall planning.
Yeah, that's generally how it works.
But like in mass combat, strategy determines your casualties and stuff like that. It's not going to be the case.
No, that's not here. I think that's wrong anyway. Tactics are for the battle. Strategy is for the campaign.
Okay. So, of strategy and tactics and ship handling, which is going to be most beneficial for us in a combat situation?
Yeah, probably.
So
yes.
Which one?
All of those.
Any one more than others? I imagine. So strategy, you'd roll that once. Tactics, you'd be rolling that every turn.
Oh, not
ship
every
handling, would you be rolling every turn?
I think you're going to roll ship handling more often. But the other side of that is you've already got ridiculously high ship handling.
Doesn't hurt to be even better.
No, it doesn't hurt, but yeah, just as a thing. But yeah, you're probably going to roll ship handling more often.
Alright, so if ship handling will help us win more, then Hayden wants to increase that.
Well, it seems like a thing to do. And he's got plenty of practice. Oh, shit. Right, I forgot a thing. So, as part of your strategy discussion with Captain Lockhart, you will have made some arrangements for signals. And then also with Master Cox of the Princess Mary, you will have also arranged some signals with him so you guys can communicate.
Then we'd probably be using standard British Navy signals.
Those signals actually change over time. There's like a code book.
Well, but there's also just flags that represent letters. You can actually send plain text.
Right, but you don't actually communicate directly with... It depends. It depends on the time period, too, because that stuff is in the process of changing, even at this period. Pretty much everything that you think of that's standard for British military is going to be 30 years from now, at the minimum. But
the main reason it's possible to fly false colors is because another nation's colors can be part of your communication. You could say attack the French or defend the Spanish. So you have a Spanish flag and a French flag. So you can fly that flag as your flag. It's complicated.
I don't know anything about that, but if you actually fire on somebody with the wrong flag showing, that's piracy.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the reason everybody has everybody else's flags in their signal locker is because that's part of the signaling system.
I can't say you're wrong, but I don't have a reference to that I've encountered recently. And I have looked into the stupid signaling thing quite a bit, trying to answer those questions before. But yeah, regardless, whatever signaling you're going to do, you're going to have to make the arrangements with the individual parties, because there isn't a standard.
Alright, so we'll have those arrangements.
But you've done that. So when it comes time to signal, you can not have to worry about it. And I won't point my finger and say, aha, you forgot. Plus, I'm not a dick that way. I can't think of anything else we need to go over other than that. Any last second questions?
Nope, I'm good. I spent my points.
All right, well, if you're watching this and you have questions, corrections, suggestions, or general hecklings, feel free to leave a comment here or find us on Discord. Thank you for watching. Olympus out.
Have you?